We are live.
Yes, sir. This is Brother Talik. Excuse me, Brother Talib. Da da da. Where I am an assistant to Brother Talik of the Reality Temple Ministries on Earth, aka Operation of Exodus, Mississippi. And I would like to introduce our sister guest, who will give us more intel about herself. And so I will pass the mic to her.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Ingrid Thomas, founder of Drillscape Enterprises, which is delivering reality and life lessons, socially changing and affecting people everywhere. That's my forte. This is what I do. Also a contributing member to African Supremacy TV, as well as the Reality Temple on Earth. I hand it over to you, my good brother, Talib.
Thank you so much. That sounded so good. I'm glad to have a sister's voice on the line. I welcome Sister Ingrid to the Realities Temple, Operation Exodus to the African Supremacy Channel. It's all good. I'm glad to have a sister on board because y'all hard legs. You know, I love you, brothers, but you know I can't. You know how I do my thing. I'm Angel Stubbed Up 7. I'm Angel Stubbed Up 7, the mighty one. And I'm also your soul brother number 1, host of the Reality Temple on Earth Internet Ministry, co-founder of Operation Exodus Mississippi, and many of you are already familiar with me, so I don't have to go really into detail about who I am, but I would like to remind us to support Operation Exodus Mississippi. Get on board the Soul Train, because I'm telling you, this is the only thing that's happening right now. Get on the Soul Train. If you don't know what the Soul Train is, then you need to contact one of us brothers here at African Supremacy Television. Contact me. You can contact me personally at the Realities Temple on Earth at AOL.com, Angel7 at AOL. Just send me a notation on any of my videos. Contact information is in most of my videos. Contact Brother Craig. In fact, speaking of Brother Craig is the Administrator of Information for Operation Exodus Mississippi. We are in a equipment drive to actually build a radio station, and we are trying to raise $1,000. That's all that we need, and we think that you would be happy to help us in this endeavor, because it's just not for us; it's for all of us. It's for the benefit of all of us, to get this going, so that reality, just like the sister said, that she represents reality, so that reality can be presented before the people, even if we can't no longer be on YouTube and other social media. We want to be able to continue to broadcast and bring reality and bring this real solution called Operation Exodus Mississippi to the people. And remember, we are the original. If you hear anything about the Mississippi campaign, we are the original Mississippi campaign. We are the Mississippi campaign. There is no other. Anything else out there that y'all hear about is fake. Okay, let's get that straight. It's Sister Ingrid. It's fake. We are the original. We are the original. So, and there's nothing better than the original. You can believe that. So, with that said and done, and I hope to remind my assistant to keep reminding us about Operation Exodus and the importance of joining the Soul Train and supporting this effort. And let's get it together. There's a lot of work to do, because in order for it to be successful, in order for it to work, we must make it a national effort. If it cannot become a national effort, it cannot be effective, and we won't be successful in it. It must become a national effort, and that's going to take a lot of work, because we haven't even got to Mississippi yet. So we are a long way from the goal, and hopefully we have enough time to pull this off. And there's no doubt, when we're successful, the benefits, oh man, the benefits is just incredible. With that said, though, I want to thank Sister Ingrid for joining the panel, joining the Soul Train, and of course our brother Our brother Administrator of Information is in the house, Brother Craig. With that said, turn over the mic to begin our subject at hand to the brother assistant minister to myself here at the Realist Temple, Brother Talib. There you go,
Yes,
Brother
sir.
Talib.
Thank you, brother Talik, and also to our sister guest Ingrid,
Yes.
and also our good brother Craig. And
Yes, sir.
yes, I would like to touch on the subject that we have going on this topic today. As far as what's going on in these present times with us as slave descendants of slaves born in America, and how it relates also to the situation with the world. Now, I was just having a personal conversation with Brother Talik, and we were both kind of talking about it. And I was saying, even like where I live at here in Nebraska, and I'm sure around the rest of the nation, that I see Caucasians, who walk around and they seem to be getting more arrogant, which is a known fact that they have always been anyway, from the inception of time when they came over here and invaded this land and took over, and then went on to take over the rest of the world along with their brothers and sisters over in the continent of Europe. Now, my thing is that the reason I'm speaking about that, because they look worried. I mean, I don't know if I'm just seeing something, but I perceive that they're looking worried, because they know that obviously what they've done for hundreds of years to destroy not only darker skinned populations, especially here in America, but also around the world, and how they've undermined it, cultures and nations, and just destroyed everything, and is still running the world, and thinking that it could never, that they world of reality as it exists now can't ever come crashing down. Well, let's look at ancient Rome. Let's look at ancient Greece. They felt the same way, and as other different former world empires did. Even the most recent one, called Great Britain, they lost a host of Commonwealth nations, and they thought they could never fall, but they did in our recent modern times. So America is no exception, and as the law of physics dictates. So, now that I'm seeing what's going on, even with Russia, talking about amping up their military capabilities, and with the same case going on with Iran and Korea and places like that. I just don't see this lasting forever, and it's obvious that it's apparently not going to last forever anyway. And that is the reality of the situation. So this is why they're losing their minds by shooting as many of us as dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America down in the streets throughout America, unjustifiably, imprisoning some of us, for no apparent reasons, which is called modern day judicial lynching. And so, I mean, this is constantly going on every day. And, while our people is just running around, with low tunnel vision, not seeing the light at the end of what's going on, and just steadily remaining comfortable in their oppression, it bothers me. It really bothers and pains me that this reality of our peoples exist, especially after over 400 years of slavery and oppression, that we still go through today in this country as a people. And it's like, have we had enough? And like I told Brother Talik as we spoke, one thing about the Caucasian, that, beside us, when they have differences among each other, they keep one thing out front, and that's their objective, is to keep conquering and ruling the world, as unfortunately as they still are, you know. And the thing with that is that they keep that at the front because they don't want no other trivial issues between them or any other differences between them to come between that, because that's their only way of survival on this planet, and they know that. And they know once they stop keeping their objective out front first before anything else, that's when they world will. And the thing about it with us is that us as dark skins, descendants of slaves born in America, we have to develop that same attitude. And I'm not talking about slowly or fast, because as Brother Talik say, we may not have much time left as a chance to redeem ourselves as a people. Because, and what I look at even as a conspiracy theory, well, let me tell you something, people in the audience, and along with our guests on this conference line, is that, you know, I have seen politicians, white Caucasian politicians, speaking about this, former politicians out of Washington, a former governor, you know, who've spoken that FEMA camps actually exist in 100 throughout this country. You know, I've seen videos actually where tractor trailer trains is riding around carrying a cargo full of plastic coffins.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? All throughout the country. So they're not, you know, traveling around the United States, the continental United States, you know, taking that type of cargo from one place to another, setting it up in certain places where it's reserved for, you know, for nothing. They're not doing that for nothing. It's a reason they're doing that. And number one, also, for an example, when they came out with this Rex 84 law.
For a second, brother.
Yes, sir.
I want to, you mentioned about those trains in that video. Did you also know that they had rented this particular farmland once they ran out of space? They rented some farmland from this one particular Caucasian to have those coffins stored on his property.
Yes, this was in the state of Georgia, right?
Yeah.
I think this video you talking about was down in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, I do remember a similar situation like that. Yeah, I might know what you're talking about. Yes. Yes. And you know,
this stuff is real, and people need to understand it, and they need to know about it. These people, I didn't see no video of this. This was actually in a magazine. I read this. Someone reported on this. Someone took pictures because someone from the town asked the man, what is all this? What is all this you got? What is all this shit for? Exactly.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Talib, he knows what he's talking about. This stuff is real. This ain't just a video somebody made up. Oh, that's fake. Nah, this is real. Go ahead, brother. I just wanted to get that in there.
Yes, sir, sister. And also, too, you know, it's funny because a lot of people don't know, even some of these places which was used as former state prison institutions or is going to be replaced as these concentration camps. That's why they haven't torn them down. And also other numbers of FEMA camps around the country. You know, they even got, you know, dot marks all around across the United States map to show you the locations where these places at. And also they have regions set up to where people is going to be going according, I guess, to what region they live in, you know?
Yeah.
Now, mind you, you know, Caucasians are going to be caught up in the middle of this too. Those that don't know the difference and that's ignorant to this fact themselves, but they're only going to be used in some cases as a sacrifice, but all the time covertly, this is pertaining to us. Because as I was finna say about that Rex 84 law, executive number 1 order act that they passed back in the 1980s, was that according to any unrest or whatever happens or martial law take place in this country, immediately African Americans will be the first to be escorted to these FEMA concentration camps. You could Google it. It's online. It's called the Rex 84 Act. And it actually in black and white in black and white letters, it literally says African Americans. It did not say white. It did not say Hispanics or Asians or Arabs. They literally got it marked as African Americans. So who are they talking about? Now, this law was passed during the 1980s. It's called the Rex 84 Act. It's an executive order. The president could, at any given time, order this to happen. And they could come and round us up and take us by gunpoint and forcefully take us to the FEMA camps. And then the mass graves also, which is another option, where they are going to be using those plastic coffins that the sister reaffirmed from what I was saying, you know, or that they got, you know, that they're using to place in different parts of the country where they're going to be burying many of us at. And see, they know by being 44 plus million of us, they know that it's a lot of work involved in this. So that's why they got to manufacture as many of them plastic caskets as they can. So we ain't got to worry about paying no $1,000 to no funeral home because we don't get buried for free. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is not no game, and our people need to really pay attention to this. You know, they really need to pay attention to this. And, you know, I don't like to, you know, repeat this, but I have to obviously keep repeating this because this is real. And, you know, why we killing each other? And out of respect to you, sister, or Ingram, I heard you say you from Chicago. No, Chicago is not the only place where the killings is going on at among us, okay? You got just as many of us killing each other in New Orleans, where you're at, I'm sure. I think you said Dallas, Atlanta, Miami, you know, a couple of them cities where I used to live at. And where I'm originally from, Detroit, New York City, LA, Oakland, St. Louis, Kansas City.
St. Louis supposed to be number 2 next to Chicago.
Yeah, you know, so yeah, exactly. So, you know, I mean, it's and also, you know, although it's not that many blacks here in the state of Nebraska where I live, but 1 hour away from me, Omaha, you know, is more black. So of course they got their share of killings and violence going on among each other there and stuff like that. But you know, they don't have no problem, let alone incarcerating us like they're doing now, just to get us out the way. But they don't have no problem with dumping us in mass graves either. And see, what our people got to understand and realize is this, is that when President Trump, when he was running for president back in 2016, And he said he has a plan for African Americans. Of course, he was talking about those from the continent. But he also, at the same time, went on to say he has a plan for Black Americans. Now, just think on that. You got a plan for the African Americans, of course, the immigrants from the continent he was talking about, and the Black Americans. Who else do you think he could be talking about when he say Black Americans? Because you got to remember, those darker skinned foreigners that's being allowed in this country, you know, unfortunately, off the struggle and off the backs of our ancestors from the civil rights struggle, they're here to replace us. That's just the reality of it. You don't see them complaining too much about racial police brutality and all that.
Right.
That's why, you know, because they're replacing them with us.
That's why.
You know, so
That's
yes, and yes, sir. Sister, go ahead.
That's exactly why. Because they have been, that's also in that 84, what did you call that plan? Because see, it had been revised.
Rex 84?
Rex 84, you know, they changed it to that name, the original name. It was two other original names. I forget the first one, but the second one was called the King Alfred Plan. And so the reason why they changed it to Rex 84 when President Reagan and Oliver North, they got together and they changed it. You know what they did and what made it change? Because they, instead of it saying Black people, African American people, Negroid, whatever language they use, they added the Latinos in there. That's when it became Rex 84. Okay, but before Rex 84, it was called the King Alfred Plan. Every president since, I want to say, Truman changed it. It's been in place. My big issue I have with that plan is why whoever the people was that voted Obama in, why didn't he abolish that plan? That plan is nothing but about our demise and our destruction. I read it. Okay, the old one and the revised one that's talking about adding the Latinos in there. They added them in there. He right talking about who they talking about, us. And now, since things have changed over to them bringing the Latinos in more and using their resources more, now they're out and they're there to replace us. And now we're the ones that have to worry. We're the ones that are in danger. We're the ones that they're going to, like my good brother Talib just said, be the owners of them plastic caskets. Yeah, those are our children, our grandchildren. Okay, those who are that's what that's for. This is a real thing. This is not fake. This is in the Library of Congress. He said Google it, but you ain't got to Google it. You can go to the Library of Congress and look at it. And feel it in your hand and smell it. It's real. These things are just a matter of time of taking place. And like he said, where he at, white folks look worried. Yeah, you know why they look worried? Because they're online too. They hear us talking about all this knowledge that we have about their agendas. Yeah, they worry. Because they don't know what to do. They hear the stories. They thought we were supposed to be dumb for the rest of our lives and just keep playing into the plot. So yes, they are worried. They have reason to be worried. As long as I'm alive, they better stay worried. Okay? And as far as our people acting like why they don't get it, and you know that they act like they haven't had enough. Hey, listen, they've been traumatized. They've been reprogrammed and deprogrammed. They've been psychologically shook up. Okay? They have been. And a lot of these people that do these things, They do it because they don't know no better.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about the education earlier before we went live when we were just having a conversation. And we talked about how low standard that is, you know, the education system that our people have to go through. Yeah. And that's why they want it to be like that. So they don't want us to live up to our potential to gain all the knowledge that we need to through education and academics. Okay. That's why they act like that, because they are traumatized. They are shell shocked. People, they be making stuff a joke when they be like, oh, PTSD, ha ha ha. No, that's a real thing. Why when white folk, I want to know why when white folk had PTSD 39, 40 years ago, and they was medicating them to the heels, it was a thing. Now it's a joke when we really have been had it for 400 fucking years.
Yes.
Okay? Before they even knew what a PTSD was, we had that. But it's a big joke when you hear somebody talk about somebody black in this day and age, which we're talking about now, what's going on. It's a joke. It's a joke to them. PTSD, all that nigga, he's just trying to get a check. No. That's not what it is. And yeah, some people do try to get a check. But white folks is the king and queens of getting checks, child. So
I know that's right.
Get one.
I know that's right. If I could get a check, I'll be getting me a check. You can believe that.
Who you telling? They're the kings and queens of
long as the check cash, I'm in there.
You know. So this it does all goes back to education. Miseducation, because that's what the masses of our people have been for years. You know, they have been. We have to tell the truth. Yeah. Oh, my baby just graduated, and they don't know a 12th grade word, don't know the meaning of it, don't know how to spell it. It's the truth. They don't know a 10th grade word. All these high school graduates, all these college graduates don't know how to bag out the paper bag backwards.
That's so true.
Because of the miseducation, and everybody's still running the vote for this and vote for that, and the vote for this and the vote for that. And they don't even know what they're voting for. You voting for your pure demise. That's what you voting for. Your demise.
Yeah.
Your demise. And then they want to get on me. Oh, so what? We should vote. Oh, what you saying? Oh, that's some ignorant shit. You know what we should vote. So we should reassess how we delegate our power. That's what we should do. We have power, and we act like we don't. When you steady not asking for nothing, that's why you steady not getting nothing. And you want to know what's going on. Your dumb ass. Okay, because you don't get it. That's what. We ain't asking for nothing as a people. Every time Latino asks for anything, what do? They get it. They made everybody's agenda above ours. They made the homosexual agenda above ours. They made DACA agenda before ours. They made the immigrant agenda before ours. And before any of that shit, we was the ones that had agendas, real agendas, real problems, real issues that needed to be dealt with. And just like I heard the good brother talking about the other day, about the Khalid talking about the 13th or 14th Amendment, whichever one we want to go with, how they gonna keep us in slavery. And people is looking up, what are you talking about? The truth. What are you talking about? You should see some of the ignorant comments people make because they don't know any better.
Yeah.
They can't hear, they don't understand and comprehend not only what they read, but they can't even comprehend what a simple conversation will we have.
Yes, sister, that is very unfortunate. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you know, and see the thing that really gets me is that, you know, a lot of our people is arrogant, in which this is something we got from the slave master as well. Is when we think we know everything, and when we think we especially those in the conscious community, you know, they think they know everything and you can't tell them nothing or whatever. And it's like but you find out at the end that your doodle stink, you know. Now you looking stupid. And it's like, it's just like you know, you got individuals running their mouth on social media and not watching the choice of words they make because of the fact that, you know, they got something in place now called black identity extremists, like this brother, what's his name, Rakim Balongi, or however you pronounce his last name, the brother I was telling you about yesterday, you know, who had the feds kick in his door.
Yes, sir.
You know, because of his stance, you know, and his support in the anti-police brutality movement against dark-skinned descendants of slaves born in America. And there's certain things he said, but they couldn't really prove that it was a crime that he committed. But they perceived it as like if it was a terroristic threat, you know. So they kicked down his door, woke him and his son up in the middle of the sleep. They was out there nearly butt naked cold, only with their underwears on, you know. And he had to stay in jail 5 months until they could figure it out. And then he lost his job, you know, probably making tens of thousands a year according to the type of job he had. Lost his home and all that. And see, you know, our people don't think about the things we say on social media, but, you know, you can't tell them nothing. And like me and Brother Talik was trying to, you know, basically get out to him, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's like it can't resonate to their thick head. And when you try to tell them something like what me and the sister is talking about with the FEMA camps and the mass graves, it's like we're conspiracy theorists and we don't know what we're talking about. Well, I'm gonna just say this here, and I pray. No, whoa. Let me take that back. I'm not religious. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, audience. I apologize. I'm not religious.
Yeah.
I guess it's just something in the DNA from the ancestors passed on down. I apologize. You know. But anyway, I just wanted to make that clear. But anyway, moving along, I'll say this for a better lack of word term. I hope I'm not living.
Yeah.
Or I hope that I may even have to possibly and will be in another country outside the confines of America when this do happen, because when it happens, everybody is going to be in for a rude awakening.
Yeah.
You know, that's just like when I was into the religion thing in the conscious community, and this one particular leader who I looked at as a leader at the time, whose organization I was in, and he would warn people about the fact that they was going to try to bring slavery back as far as black people in this country is concerned. People thought he was crazy. Well, look at the incarceration rate of us. being the majority of those among the incarcerated throughout the country and with the most time. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one form of it. And also look at us, you know, in terms of how they're planning, like they're pushing guns and drugs in the community, which is another way of getting us exterminated, and we falling for that trap steadily. Then with the mass graves. So once they figured, once it's all leading up to this, once they figured couldn't none of that other stuff, heroin, crack, finish the job, well, all we need is an excuse is to haul these Negroes to a FEMA camp or to the mass grave, and it's just that simple. I mean, and I don't like to make myself sound redundant when I speak on this, but people, you need to research this, particularly the dark-skinned slave descendants of slaves born in America. You need to be checking into this. You need to do research on this. This is nothing to be playing with. This is nothing to be played with. It's no game. This is real.
Listen, it started while you were talking. I looked it up, and it was rewritten. It started off as the National Security Memorandum 200. Okay, that was in 1975. Okay, they sent out a memo, and it was called National Security Memorandum number 46, and it was called Blacks Shall Never Unite. Okay, that's what it was called. And this is what Henry Kissinger said, and this can be checked at the Library of Congress on everything I love. This man said the reduction of the rape of population is a matter of national security. Since the United States, large and increasing amounts of materials from abroad, especially from less developed countries, they named the countries India, Africa, etc., that gives the United States enhanced interest in the political, economical, and social stability of these supplying countries. Wherever a lessening of population can increase the prospects of such stability, population policy becomes relevant to sources supplied and to the economic interests of the United States. Okay, this is what they wrote and continue to write under. That's why they kept changing it. When President Carter came, they redid it and called it the Report Global to the President 2000. What he talking about is not a joke. This is real. This ain't no conspiracy. This is the white man's literature. This is the shit that they wrote, and they got it in the Library of Congress. That's where this came from.
And also, you got a white, not to cut you off, sister, you also got a Caucasian governor named Jesse Ventura, former governor of Minnesota, who bears witness to this on his YouTube channel talk shows, you know. So, I mean, you know, he's not the only one, but just to name at least one, you know. And you got other Caucasians beside him talking about this. But it's quite funny that you don't have too many people in the Black conscious community discussing this.
Because they don't know about it. They don't know about it. Either they don't know about it or they agents, okay?
Exactly.
Either other. It can't be nothing else. It's black or white. Yes or no. Stop or go. That's
right.
It.
Exactly.
You know, just like we talked about earlier about the regions and how true that is, and it's going to be 10 of them because I looked it up. And it's going to be called the Capital Region, the Northeast Region, the Southeast Region, the Great Lakes Region, the South Central Region, the Deep South Region, and the Deep South Region 2, the Great Plains Rocky Mountain Region, and the Southwest Region, and the West Coast Region. And all these people, black folks, who thought they would say, I'm gonna be a politician. It ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna be the police. Sweetie, they coming to get y'all first.
Exactly.
They coming to get them first, Talik.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the plan. They're gonna disarm them, all the military folk that's black. You know
that brother Ray Hagan, I think he out of St. Louis. Where you at?
He is.
I had a CD by him, and I listened to him speak on the Rex 84 situation, and he mentioned what the sister just confirmed.
Yeah, this is law. This is facts. This is facts.
Yeah.
Like they say nowadays, facts. Facts. Yeah, it is.
But see, this is why they want to shower us with Michael Jordans, LeBron James, Floyd Mayweathers, Beyonce's and Jay-Z's and Kanye's and you know what I'm saying? And all this other good stuff. Shower us with all this entertainment, cloud us up with religion. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, heaven is it's something wrong with this picture. Either hell exists or heaven don't exist, because I don't know nothing but hell, especially being dark-skinned in America.
This is the great cover-up. This is the big lie, how the master has taught that fake religion to our people that we never subscribe to. This is what has been beat into us and forced into us. And those are the lies that you were told. If you work like a dog and slave and do everything I say, you're going to go to heaven, but you ain't going to have heaven here on earth. Well, you don't understand. Heaven is right here on earth. What are you talking about? They got heaven, but you got hell. But you got hell. Right here on earth. You in hell. But they tricked you and told you if you didn't do what they say and listen to what they tell you to listen to and read their Bible and follow their white Jesus, that you gonna go to hell. But you wasn't intelligent enough because you had been browbeat down. Not because you wasn't intelligent. They beat it out of us. They wheeled it out of us. They brainwashed it out of us, because we are very intelligent people. And the ones that are not, it's a reason for that. Okay, and they did this, and this is how they did it to control us, to tell you, you do all these things and listen to all this and here, and you're going to go to heaven when you die. And I mean, if you even look at it from an intellectual, intelligent perspective, it don't make sense. Why are you going to do all this shit just to, you don't enjoy nothing here, but you gotta wait till you die and go to heaven? Huh? That makes absolutely 9 kinds of nonsense. But you had to listen to your parents, you had to follow folks, you had to listen to what you talking about, you blaspheming, get beat off the side of the head because you had an opinion about that wasn't right.
Yeah.
But the pastor and the priest and everybody, all their kids and their families, prosperity, honey, and everything's okay. But our families is all going backwards.
Got $65 million jets like Creflo. Oh man, hey, they living in big time prosperity.
And when you listen to it, how they describe heaven, doesn't it say something about you be wearing silken robes and walking on pavement of gold and milk and honey and all that kind of stuff? Don't it describe heaven like that?
Yes.
Don't that sound like something on the earth?
Yeah, that is something on the earth, and that's the whole
Sound
thing
like
about how they brainwashed us and turned our thinking around backwards, because we should have been figured it out We should have been that out. Yes, that's here on earth. That's the big lie.
Yeah. Yeah, but what do spirits need? What do spirits need milk and honey for?
Right.
Because what I
Wow.
was told is you wasn't gonna be no food. You ain't gonna never have to eat no food. You gonna have everything.
No, you don't need to eat no food. You're a spirit.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
right.
And what do a spirit need to wear silken robes for? You don't need no clothes. You're a spirit.
Exactly.
Right.
Just like
And then,
they tell you.
Hey, and then apparently, bees and cows gonna be in heaven too, because you need bees and cows to have milk and honey.
That's right.
And it was talking about how the green pastures, so there's grass.
And talk about how you gonna see your loved ones again. How? How you gonna see them again? That body been desecrated.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see them again. Fucking heaven.
Wow.
But you know, when you ignorant, you just don't know. We was taught that, just like many things. We just taught that. We really don't question. You know, we really don't. I mean, just like in modern times, when we talk about the slave trade, people keep getting on my case about because I question the transatlantic slave trade. But see, when you give me a number and you tell me that 100 million of us perished in the Middle Passage, and then you have to think about it takes 4 to 6 months for a ship to go to Africa and come back, and then they can only carry about 100, and then they're gonna lose half of that cargo. Do you know how many trips and boatloads at 4 to 6 months? How long that would take to lose 100 million people in the Middle Passage?
Listen,
that takes a long time to do.
Talik, I ain't even go that deep. See, you went too deep. This is what I did. I said, if there was some goddamn slave ships, why they ain't in no museums nowhere? Because you know how white folks love to show us what they did to us, child. Why ain't not one of them slave ships in nobody museum? Where are the remnants of it? You got some goddamn dinosaur bones from 10 million, how many million years ago? Don't get me that. But you got that, but you ain't got some slave ships from 400, 500, 600 years ago? Why? Why y'all didn't preserve them? You say they sunk. Why y'all didn't go find them? You wouldn't find some shit you said was 10 million years old. That
Right.
Some shit was but you couldn't find no slaves, them slave ships though, huh?
They have ships from the Civil War.
But you ain't got them slave ships though, do you? Show me one and maybe I'll believe you. Show me something from one. The sternum. You got the sternum for one? Anything. A sail. A dinghy. Anything. Nothing. The plank that you say you walked them off of, you got anything?
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay.
And then look at how they say they package the slaves like sardines. I mean, come on, 46 months and people package like that on a boat.
How long you think you would have last eating shit and piss? You thought you
right
would last a week eating shit and piss? You not. You not. So come on, people. Come on.
See, there's just something wrong with that. I can't accept the story like that. I just can't do it. It's too much that's wrong. Hell, you can't even. Hey, you can go to the bathroom and it's your own stink, and you want to get the hell out the bathroom.
And you about to throw up,
Brother Talik.
Yeah.
Okay. While we got you on the panel, could you just briefly speak on this real quick? And what I'm going to do after this show is uploaded, I'll cut this little small part out to use it as a promotional video for Sunday's debate. Could you just briefly speak on it since I do have you on the panel right now? And I'll just cut it up and put it into a video of itself and promote it on the event page and stuff. So yes, sir. Promote this debate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, on this Sunday, 2:30 p.m. Central Time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have scheduled a debate, and it's Africa versus Soul Brothers, or I would rather say Africa on trial. That's what I would rather say. And you got a couple of brothers that claim that they Africans, and they said that they can prove that they Africans, and I believe they're gonna have a hard time to do that. Just like we were saying earlier about the slave trade. See, they're trying to tell me that I'm anti-African, and no, there are questions about these stories. There's questions about your DNA makeup. There's just so many questions that need to get answered about. And these brothers said that they can sufficiently answer the questions, and I just want them to answer the question. I don't want to hear your answer, and the answer you think I'm supposed to accept. The answer has to make sense. And you come into the Realities Temple, you come into the African Supremacy channel. The brothers and sisters here are not ordinary. The people that listen, that come to my channel, is not ordinary. They think for themselves. They think out the box. So you just can't tell them anything. So they're gonna be fine with me, but them brothers, I don't know. They might have some problems. They might they might have some problems, because a lot of the things that they say just don't make any sense. For example, this one brother was telling us that he's 12% sub-Saharan, whatever. I don't know what people that's supposed to be, and he's 76 sub-Saharan, 12% European, and 2% Asian. But at the same time, he's saying that he's a pure black person, whatever the hell that is. Okay, but according to your own DNA, you're saying that you mix, because you 76% this and 12% that and 2% this. So you're saying that you mix. So how are you pure when your DNA is telling you that you mix? See, they confused. But anyway, they got to explain. I'm glad I'm not on I'm not on that side. I don't have to explain that. I don't know what purity standard that they're using. I don't know what purity standard they're using. I don't know what African is. I heard about this African person, but I really don't know who. Well, they're gonna explain all that Sunday, y'all. They're gonna explain what an African is, what a black person is, and a sub-Saharan and all this other stuff. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know what all that stuff is about. But I'm very sure after we finish questioning them like Perry Mason, like they on trial, I hope the brothers don't get all upset, because sometimes you go to trial and an attorney can be questioning you and you really don't know. He gets, you think that he's getting you all trapped up. Some people can't handle the heat of getting questioned. They fall apart.
That's right.
And my mission is to make them fall apart. Hey, my mission is to make them fall apart. That's my mission. I don't want to laugh at them, but it's comical, because it's gonna be hard. It's easy to explain the truth. It's hard to explain something that is not true or half truths. It's very difficult. And they're gonna have they're gonna have a very difficult time. But we're gonna enjoy ourselves. We still want to be brothers after this debate or whatever it is.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We
still keep it in the brotherhood, huh?
So it's going to be a tag team debate.
Tag team debate, right? This tag team debate Sunday.
Sunday, 2:30 Central Time, or
right.
3:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have a tag team debate right here, on this show,
on African Supremacy,
African Supremacy TV,
Supremacy channel.
Yes, and we will have in one corner my good brother Guy Nollywood Jr. Teaming up with brother Bakari. So they represent Team Africa. Now on the other side, we're going to have my good brother Talik Ibn'rad of the Realities Temple on Earth and Operation Exodus, Mississippi. And we're trying right now to get it's going to be one of three brothers that will be teaming up with him, for this Africa on Trial debate. So yeah, definitely tune in. So I'll hand the microphone back over to my brother Talik. If you got anything else you would like to say about the debate or this African thing, because The floor is yours.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, there's really not too much to say because I mean, I'm just don't want to be in their shoes. I heard Bakari, he called in, he said I didn't want to talk to him because he's gonna burn us up, Sunday. That's gonna be very hard to do because my thing is I'm gonna keep them on the defensive. I'm gonna keep them on the defensive because they got questions here. I mean, if they telling the truth and they can bring the truth, I would accept it. But if they're not bringing it, and it makes sense, don't make any sense. I got to push that. Hey, brother, that don't make sense. And they're gonna have to submit to the fact, and they're gonna have to admit to the fact that it don't make no sense. Otherwise I'm not even gonna move any further. They're gonna have to show me that this makes sense. It's as simple as that. You can't, either what you're saying is false or it's true. And sometimes it's just say, brother, what you're saying makes sense and go on. But see, they're not that type. They're gonna want to try to fight it out, and that's gonna, they might quit. They might get off the soul train, brother Craig. I'm sorry, man. We gonna lose some guys,
And you know how I am, bro. I'm very flexible as well as I'm open-minded. Now, of course, anybody that knows when you come to a channel named African Supremacy TV, of course, I buy into that whole we come from out of Africa, ideology or that concept, but at the same time, with me personally speaking to my good brother Talik on numerous occasions, he has raised some very valid questions. And I come onto these platforms as a student, just seeking knowledge.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm saying is, regardless of what I have been indoctrinated with, I always try to remain calm and open-minded about any ideology. I mean, if my elders, my ancestors were wrong, they were wrong because they only shared, with their descendants, the knowledge that they had, acquired at that time. So what I'm saying,
right?
Yeah. So there are a lot of, questions. First of all, we're going to be defining in this show what is an African, what makes a person African. Another topic we're going to be touching on is how can you consider yourself an African if you have 15% of European blood. So we're going to talk about what is the purity standard when it comes to being an African. And I'm going to talk about this transatlantic slave trade story.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? I mean, where are these ships? So it's going to be a very good debate. A very good debate.
Yeah.
And I see my good brother Bakari commenting, as well as Black Lion Supreme in the chat room. Black Lion Supreme, his statement is, he says, all of these questions that I pose and that will be covered in a debate can be easily answered. So, okay, just a little bit of a teaser. Just a question to you, my good brother. Okay, I wonder, like in your mindset, what defines like the purity? Like, like when you always, go to this analogy of I think you talk about the tangerine or whatever. You said this before. So what I'm saying is, in your mind and how you look at things, like even if some of our ancestors did come from off of the continent, what makes a person an African? Like if we look at how a tangerine is, produced or created. I mean, it's taking on, its own characteristic.
Right.
So go ahead, bro.
It's like this. And I'm going to use my dog for an example. My dog was a German Shepherd Chinese Chow mix. The mother was a pure German Shepherd. Father was a pure Chinese Chow. Now, once you mix the two, my dog cannot be called a German Shepherd. Now, my dog looked like a German Shepherd, look like a German Shepherd. But my dog is not a German Shepherd, and my dog is not a Chinese Chow. My dog is a mix. My dog will be considered a mutt. Now, does that mean my dog don't have German Shepherd ancestry? Of course. The dog has German Shepherd ancestry. It also has Chinese ancestry. But when you mix something, you have altered it. You've changed it. It's no longer pure. So you cannot say that that's what it is. You know, if you have, this brother said that he has 12% European, according to his DNA that he believes, he's 12% European, 2% Asian, and he's 76% sub-Saharan, whatever that is. But clearly, he's not pure nothing. He's a mix of something. But now he could be pure black, because if you understand what pure black is, because black has a variety of genes in that pool, which could produce almost any color on the spectrum, all types of facial features. You can look like almost anybody or in between, because those people are in your gene pool. But he'll never look sub-Saharan at all, because, or he could never be a pure sub-Saharan, because clearly, or some African, because he's mixed. He's mixed with other things. And all those sub-Saharan people don't look the same. They're different. So he's not pure anything. He's not a pure, whatever those people in sub-Saharan, he's not pure none of them. He's not a pure European, because I'm pretty sure it's a difference in them, or a pure Asian. He's not. I want him to explain, so how is he pure? How is he a pure African? How is he a pure African when he has European DNA and an Asian DNA? He's not pure. I don't know how you can explain that. I don't know how he can get around that. How can he be pure? Now you can claim, you know, because my dog look like a German Shepherd, I can claim my dog to be a German Shepherd, but that's not true. My dog is a mix. Simple as that. You mix. You're not pure anything. Now, however, if I found other dogs that was a half German Shepherd, half Chinese Chow, and I mixed my dog with another dog like herself, yeah, you could create another breed of dog and name it whatever you want. And I'm saying to us, that's what happened to the so-called Negro in America. That's what happened to us. That's why we don't have a specific look. That's why our skin tone goes from the very light all the way to the very dark. We can be short, fat, kinky hair, straight hair, don't make no difference, because all that is in our gene pool because of what happened during chattel slavery, what happened to us on these breeding farms, and some of it, some people may say, happened voluntarily. Once we became free, we continued to intermix with other people. And that's just, I mean, you can overlook that if you want to, but that's what happened to us. And also those people who believe they are Native Americans or Aboriginal, they are in the same situation. They cannot show purity standard to no Native American people on this continent. Because the same thing happened in that situation to the Negro. All that, you know, there were 700 tribes in this nation. And if you look at some of the older pictures, first of all, they did not interact with one another, and a lot of them look different from each other. So the same thing happened on the Aboriginal side also, and it created a brand new people out of the exploitation of Native Americans and Africans and people from the island and so forth, created this brand new hybrid type people, and the cracker called them black or African American or Negro or colored. I have nothing to do with that. That's what happened. You can, like Elijah Muhammad said, you can take it or let it alone. That's what happened. And I want you to explain your way out of it. How can you just ignore this fact? That's a fact. That's what happened. That's what I want to know. I want to see how they're going to explain and just ignore this fact and be pure Africans. I just want to see how they can do that.
So do I, brother.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Because that's a fact. That's a fact what happened. The breeding farms is a fact. Our being raped by Europeans is a fact. Dark-skinned people was forced, that did not have nothing to do with one another, was forced because of slavery, was forced to interact with one another. These are facts. How can you be pure anything? We are the children and descendants of chattel slavery over a certain period of years. The original people disappeared, and we was left. We were the result. Our ancestors was pure, but their descendants are not. I mean, that's just a fact. I'm sorry. I know you don't like it, and I know that you want to copy. See, me myself, I don't have no problem with that. Me myself, I'm smart enough to create my own culture, my own identity, and do my own thing. I don't have to copy people I've never been. I'm just as creative. I'm just as original as they were. And just because my origins began with slavery, so what? If you're ashamed of your origin because of what slavery was, if you are ashamed of your origins because your origins is slavery, then you should be ashamed of your origins just being a human being, because your origins was a damn, excuse the language, your origins was a sperm and an egg. Do you all know what that looked like? It don't look very pretty. A sperm and an egg. It don't look very pretty. So that means you must be ashamed of being a sperm and an egg. That's where all of us started, as a sperm and an egg. So you ashamed to be a sperm and an egg, but that's all. That's where we all started. It don't make no difference how you start. It's how you end up. It's what you evolve and mature. Just like the sister was saying, it's about what you mature and evolve into. That's what's important. You choose to be a slave. You're choosing to be ignorant. You're choosing these things. You're choosing to look like a clown, trying to be some African or some Kemetic or some Moorish person or whatever it is that you've never been. We look like a clown in the eyes of the world. Just like Elijah Muhammad said, accept your own and be yourself. And yourself, unfortunately, you don't like it. We were born from out of chattel slavery. The Negro, the colored, and of course everybody's favorite word, the N-word. That was the favorite word for us. But it don't make no difference, because we can evolve beyond that. And for me, coming out of that situation or those origins, I think we've done pretty good. Can you imagine how good we can do once we get out of white supremacy? I think we've done pretty good myself. I'm not ashamed. I don't need Kemet. I don't need Kemet, huh?
I said we
I don't need
better, but we.
I didn't hear you, sister. Yeah. I don't need Kemet.
I said we can do better, but we have done okay. Wow.
Yeah, we could do better, right? Absolutely. But I don't need Kemet to give me high self-esteem. I don't need Timbuktu or talk about what they did in Ethiopia. I don't need those things to give me high self-esteem. I have high self-esteem just because I am proud of who I am and what my people have done here. Again, and what they've done, and they've done great things, living within the oppression of white supremacy. Mm-hmm. I'm not ashamed of them. I feel great pride when I see Malcolm or Harriet Tubman or what's his name, George Washington Carver or Booker T. Washington, all our people who have, and just the ordinary brothers, just the fact that we survived. To me, I feel great pride myself. I don't need those things. Now, if you do, and you want to look like a clown in the eyes of the world, trying to be, put on these clothes and these and call yourself these different things, and those people know that's not what you are. You want to look silly.
Brother Tolly, you say you don't need no destroyed empires to validate your existence. Right, exactly.
Right. I don't need no destroyed empires. They some losers. They losers. They was talking about the Europeans. What's so proud about that? They lost the fight. They dead and gone. They don't even exist no more. But I'm alive. And since I'm alive, I can change my destiny. There's always a better future for me. For them, it's over and done. The pyramids ain't nothing but a bunch of rocks. What can the pyramids do for you?
Nothing.
All those people ain't nothing but some artifacts in a museum. What the hell can that do for you? I'd rather be with those who are alive. Because if I team up with Brother Craig, Sister Ingrid, and Brother Talib, we are alive. We can change our destiny and we can become greater than all those things that are dead. You know, what Minister Farrakhan said something that's cool. He said that a dead lion has more value. A living dog has more value than a dead lion. Those things are dead. So what? Who cares about how great they was? It's over. It's done.
That's right.
So, you know, we're alive. So those brothers can bring that African stuff to me all day long and whatever. I'm not out here. I'm not having a debate to convince them to be nothing. I'm here to have the debate for those who have open minds, who actually want to accept reality, and who can think for themselves, who use common sense, reason, and logic. When you believe, belief don't require, and that one brother told us common sense don't mean nothing. So, you know,
got a statement for you to address. Got a statement. My brother Black Lion Supreme, he says you are nothing before the ancestors. So what he's basically saying is without your ancestry, you wouldn't even exist. So you are entitled to pay homage to those who came before you. How would you respond to that?
I don't have a problem with that. The problem with that though is we really don't know who they were. We really don't know. Right. Now we do know in our modern times, we know, like Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth. We can go down the line and we can name some names. But when you go down too far, we have no idea. And this is not to say that we're not related to Africans, to the people on the continent. I'm not saying that at all. Those are our relatives. And that's cool. But see, this is my thing also. If they want brotherhood with me, I don't mind having brotherhood with them. But if they don't give a dang about me, I don't give a dang about them either. I'm not gonna foam at the mouth because of them. Don't you know? Look, I have biological. I know for a fact these are my biological relatives in Houston, Texas right now. I go to Houston, Texas all the time. I don't even go to see them because if they don't want nothing to do with me, I don't want nothing to do with them. So what?
That's right.
And that's just the reality of it. Now, if these people on the continent reach out to me and say we're brothers and we related, okay, that's cool. I can G for that. But if they don't want nothing to do with me, I don't care nothing about. I'm doing just fine. Thank you. You can keep yourself over there, and I'll be happy where I'm at. Been doing fine for 400 years, sir, without you. Anything else?
Whoa.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, yeah, there's plenty of more statements if you
man, like. I already see the debate heating up already.
Okay, would you like me to go to another statement that our listeners?
I mean, yeah,
okay, let's go.
Yeah, we can.
My brother Bakari. My brother Bakari. He says only a crazy man. I mean, this is your future opponent. No, listen, hear me out. This is your future opponent, brother Bakari. Okay, his statement. Only a crazy man would say their origins begin with slavery. And this is the person that wants somebody to listen to them. Your origin began with slavery. It doesn't make sense. Let me a second. Well, I mean, hold up. It was kind of worded incorrectly, but okay. You get the point of what he's trying to say, or do you not?
Yeah.
He's saying that you're saying that our origins begin with slavery instead of going back to the greatness of, pre European invasion.
Yeah, right. Okay, I understand. This is your problem. I use this analogy. My mother baked a cake in 1954. I was not born till 1963. That's my mother. I love her. She's my mother. How can I claim a cake in 1954 when I didn't even exist? Here's a man, Bakari, want to claim some history that he had nothing to do with. Didn't even exist. Not only that, but the man is not even pure. He's 12% European, 2% Asian, 76% sub-Saharan. But he wants to claim all the black folks, all the dark-skinned people in history on the planet, he want to claim it. That's make you a crazy man. That's the thing that make you a crazy man. Also, if you cannot accept your origins being produced by chattel slavery, then clearly you can't even accept your origins coming from sperm and an egg. And I think I would rather have my origins coming from slavery rather than a sperm and an egg, because sperm and egg ain't even developed. It's just 2 cells. You more developed, being a slave, coming out of slavery. So really, because what he's saying don't make any sense. We all have beginnings. Even the Caucasian people, remember, their origins supposed to be coming from out of a cave. So what? They don't like to talk about it or whatever. But that's your origin. Your mother and father could be some crazy people, a crack fiend, heroin fiend or whatever. But those are your parents. So you're gonna deny your parents because that's what they are. And some people do. Oh, because your parents was one was a crackhead and the other was a heroin or whatever. But they are your parents. No matter what you do, that's your parent. If the white man's origins is he came out of the caves of Europe, that's what happened. You cannot change what you are. You can pretend and you can make up all these fairy tale, make believe stories. That's why he cannot show a connection or contribution to none of this history, because you have nothing to do with it at all, period. So his problem is going to be showing us the connection and the contribution. And what he's going to say is that simply because he has dark skin, he's related or he has something to do with it. But yeah, you have dark skin, sir, but you're not pure. You're 12% European and 2% Asian and 76% sub-Saharan. How does that connect to the history that you're claiming? You got a lot of, like they say on I Love Lucy, you got a lot of explaining to do, sir. A lot of explaining. Me, I'm just a prosecutor. I'm gonna be able to handle mine. And did y'all drop?
No, I'm here.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. It got quiet. Well, that's how truth is. That's just how truth is, man. I love reality myself. I don't like them fairy tales. I can handle reality, whether it's good or bad. I don't care. I would rather a woman tell me, look, you black, you bald headed and ugly, get out of my face. I would rather she tell me, I would rather hear that
Me too.
than
Me too. I don't know what's wrong with these people love to live in fantasies and lies.
Yeah, lies.
Okay, what's your
y'all
thoughts
heard
on it, Sister Ingrid? What's your thoughts on this whole? We built the pyramids. We were kings and queens and Kemet. These stories that have been handed down and taught to us. Like, could you just elaborate, or just give us, your opinion?
Well, I know we were kings and we were queens because we were the first people on this planet. So in order to be the first people, that means that you were special, you were adorned, and that means whoever created you gave you everything that they had. So if they were omnipotent, then you were just a little less than them. So that's what I meant earlier when I said what type of people I know we are. We are very intelligent. We are very resilient. We are brilliant. We are royalty. We come from something so strong and pure. That's why people hate us. Now, Kemet and this and that, I don't know. I don't care. Okay. But I do know that we were the first ones here, and that makes us everything. We have the most knowledge, the most resilience, the most everything. we have it all, and we are kings. We didn't used to be kings. I'm a queen right now. Okay, standing on my throne. Okay, and so whatever you believe is what you shall, get or be. If you believe you're a piece of shit, then you're gonna be a piece of shit. Excuse me, but
Wow.
fact. If they didn't give us the education to let us really find out really who we really are. And so we had to go grasping for straws. And so people, like Brother Talib said earlier, some people need something. They need something to make them feel great and grand. I don't. What my good brother Craig said earlier, he said he was indoctrinated. Well, I'm blessed that I've never been indoctrinated, even though I grew up, the grandparents, my grandfather was Catholic and my grandmother was Jehovah's Witness, but I went to church with both of them. Neither one of them didn't indoctrinate me. They didn't say, you must believe in Jehovah and Jesus Christ. No. They let me be my own person, and they educated me, and I then in turn educated myself to find out. That's what you have to do. You have to find out. You have to research and do the research. Okay, you can't just jump on a bandwagon. I don't believe in that. I don't know enough about Kim, and I haven't studied Egyptian studies. I will not speak on things that I don't know anything about. The little limited things that I do know, I'll say, oh, I read this or I heard that, but I won't say, oh, that's what it is, because I don't know. Okay, all I know is that we are great people. And we were here before any other people. And that part's been proven. Now, they didn't prove what you was. They didn't say, this is an African, this is a Somalian. They didn't tell you that. They just said that this person came from African descent. And to me, that's all of us of color. The i.e. black man, e.g. African American. Okay, and all of that proving this and that about you're pure, nobody's pure. Now, one person on the planet is pure, nothing. Because white people, Chinese people, Latino people, Guatemalans, everybody came from us. So how can they be pure? Will not be any sub-races if it wasn't for us. We are the original race, the human race. We are the first people. So what are you talking about? You pure nothing. You're not. So good debating, good luck proving, good luck trying to prove. I respect everybody that respects me. So facts are facts. Truth is truth, knowledge is knowledge, and education is education. Okay, and the point of the matter and the facts is nobody's pure. I don't care if you see the whitest of white walking down the street or the blackest of black. They're not pure nothing. How can you be pure when you have 1% of anything else in you?
Right.
Pure is 100% something. See, let's not be that. Let's get out of that realm of being ignorant and speaking from ignorance.
Wow.
That's what I want to do. I want to tell the truth, and I want the truth told to me. All this rhetoric and back and forth with nonsensory and illogicness, I can't do it.
You know, one thing I got to say. Oh, go ahead, sister. Finish.
Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. One thing I want to say is this: is that I'm not gonna compromise what I stand on with nobody. Just like you got those who say they're not going to compromise. But I'll say this here. going back to what you said, Brother Talik, they are our relatives over there on the continent. And so are the people that was from Tasmania, or that's Aborigines in Australia. Those are our relatives. I mean, we can find many of our relatives around the earth now.
Yes, sir.
But that don't make us Tasmanian or Aboriginal.
Exactly. But all that, I'm pure and I can prove it. It's nonsense.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. See, the ignorance of slavery was beating us so hard. This is why I understand the old common saying when they say it's going to take 400 some years to get it pushed out of us, and it took 400 some years to get it put in us. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, that's the reality we're faced with. But as I critique something you said numerous times, once we enter into our new created reality, we will see the beginning of the growing process before we die. And that'll be happy enough. I know for me to close my eyes on for the last time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I know the later generations coming along is going to hopefully take care of the rest of it.
Yeah.
If don't anything interrupt that process.
Yes, sir.
And I just think that basically at this point, all this fantasy, like you and the sister was just speaking on, and all this other stuff, it's nothing but fantasytism, That's what I call it, because it's just like you believing that you're gonna see white babies flying over sky clouds. You see what I'm saying? and I mean, that's just fantasy. I mean, it's fantasy. It ain't gotten us up out of the oppression we're in. Steady talking about the oppression that we are in, but we ain't trying to really do nothing about it fully and effectively.
Right.
You keep saying all these racist pigs, all these racist Ku Klux Klan MFs, and this and that. You know what I mean? But what are we going to do? I mean, I just heard a black politician in the state of Vermont, where it definitely ain't nothing but straight up crackers at 1,000%. And they stepped aside from their political position as a state representative in that particular state because they were threatened for the third time. But is the state governor of Vermont doing anything about it to assure their safety? Of them being able to remain in public service to do whatever they need to do for the people in their districts of Vermont? No. Let that nigga go. You see what I'm saying? Nobody from the state or federal level has intervened in that. We talking about all this oppression. We know what's happening. We see what's coming down the pipeline. Stop being comfortable in your oppression.
Yeah.
It's just like a tiger running from another group of tigers that's trying to eat him alive, trying to get over here with these tigers that he could cohabitate with in peace. Or among, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you want to do? You want to keep getting ate alive until you finally dead? Or do you want to do something? And I mean, how can I term it? The simple way is immediately, because right now, as I would even say that we don't have much time left,
No, we don't. No.
even to plan this out or to make it happen. We really don't have time. So it's like you could call it drastic or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or desperate, but that's the state we are in as a people.
Yeah.
We, the terminology I used to always hear back in the 80s, like we're endangered species. Well, yes, we are actually that, and we are in a desperate time that we need to get up out that position that we're in. Unless we want to still remain in that position. And that's just the bottom line. And you know, maybe I might lose a few, you know, associates or whatever, or keep losing associates, whether on social media or in life in general, because I'm just too real with it.
Yes, sir.
Whether people agree with it or not, I'm too real with it. I mean, I see reality for what it is.
Yes, sir.
You know, my conscience would not allow me to go any other way than that. So, you know, I just this is just nothing to play with, brother. This is serious.
Yes, sir.
And you know, when I think about them cotton fields I used to see in Georgia years ago, when I was down there caught up in my own predicament, and I used to see nothing but cotton fields, smell the cotton all over it. And it didn't smell too good either. So I can imagine what our ancestors went through just with that smell of it, you know, when they was picking it. But I mean, it's like, man, I mean, that's what you're going to go back to, and it's going to be 10 times worse than that. You know, and for you to have the inkling that it can't, in your minds that it can't happen, well, keep playing. See, the 13th Amendment or the 14th Amendment, as I said before, another time we talked about the so-called slavery thing, is still in effect, and they could push other agendas to go back to the old agenda they had. You see what I'm saying? So it don't make no, either way, they want us in a servitude position for life.
Listen, like you said about being an endangered species, what to call it. Listen, we're in mini powder kegs right now, okay?
Yeah.
Because with all of the things that are happening that make us in a state of unrest, like you said, we're running out of time, and that's why, because we are no longer in a powder keg, we are in mini ones. Well, what does she mean by that? Well, I'll explain it to you. Just like what we had in Chicago. A young man was shot down 16 times by a police officer, lost his life, 17 years old, back in 2015. Finally, right now to this day, this month, they put him on trial and convicted him. Okay, well, that's another little mini powder keg I was talking about. Did anybody see that on the news? No.
I heard about it. I heard he got found guilty. Yeah.
You heard about it. But when all these other trials were being tried, you've seen it. It was on TV. Now his trial was televised, but why come we didn't get to see it on national television? But we saw the trials on national television because they didn't want any the black people, you know, the so-called black people, because I don't believe in that term, but anywho, for us to get all up in arms over of it. Okay, he got convicted, but now we waiting on him to be sentenced. So that's another little mini powder keg. People are on edge. People are ready to do something, you know, in this little cluster here, this little cluster there, and that's the problem. We have to do this collectively, and they won't allow us to do it collectively. Just for a little point I just made about how it was on television, but it wasn't nationally syndicated anywhere. This trial went on, nobody didn't see it. I tried to see it. I'm from Chicago. I couldn't see it. And I'm right here in Dallas. And I couldn't even see it. I tried everything and couldn't see it. I got all kinds of devices and internet and cable. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it anywhere. It made it absolutely impossible for us to watch that trial if you wasn't directly in Chicago. They don't do that. They did that for a specific reason.
Mm.
Okay? They
Mhm.
trying to diffuse these mini powder kegs
Mhm.
because we're in clusters. We're in clusters about to blow. Okay? And they want to
Mm.
keep it like that to use as many little mini powder kegs as they can because a bunch of big ones is more hazardous than a bunch of little ones.
Mhm.
See, and that's what we're in.
Yeah.
We are running out of time.
Yes, we are.
We've to me, the time has ran out. Everybody just running around like they don't know what to do right now. It's no more time. As far as I'm concerned, the time is ran out. We got to do something now. What is you waiting
Now.
on?
Yeah.
Right.
What are we waiting on?
Ain't no profit.
waiting
Ain't no profit gonna
Brother
come from
Talib,
2,000
to
years.
be dead, huh? We waiting
Yeah.
to be dead because
Hmm.
what are we waiting on? And everybody doing some petty debating about this petty, this and that. Forget that mess and nonsense. Let's talk about what's real. Crackers coming for our heads.
Yeah.
Us not being a race of people in 50 years. We should do some real debate. Let's debate with them crackers about our reparations. Let's debate with them monkey fuckers. Okay?
Right. Real talk.
You want to
Real
do some
talk.
real debate?
Mhm.
You know, all this other nonsense debating to me is a waste of time and airspace and intellectual mind space, really. I want to talk about how I'm original 100% African. No, boy, go sit down. We need to talk about how to gain some generational wealth around here. We need to talk about some economic stability around here. Find out how we can open up some of these closed schools and re-educate the children. Okay?
Right.
That's what we need to do. We need to get real. Get real on these platforms. We got the platforms. We need to make this happen. And send them people somewhere else to sign at a TV. And I look at it and I like it, but it's rhetoric. It ain't really doing nothing for nobody. Let's do something. Let's do something. I'm ready to get the radio station going on. Talking about we need $1,000. Then don't worry about it. We got a radio station. Okay. We need to do.
That's right, because you know why I want to put this out, sister? I'll let you continue. But yeah, I want to give us a platform because, you know, like some of these radio stations that's going on, they got this agenda. And, you know, if you don't fit into their belief system, then they want to try to censor you. You know, even though I believe in the Africa story, even though I believe in the Africa story, I still have enough of an open mind and at least courtesy, just as being a host, to be able to let my brother Talik come on and have a difference of opinion, you know? And I've never gotten disrespectful with Talik about his belief of Africa, you know? We actually even agree on certain points. So that's all. I mean, we got to give, you know, all of our people a voice. Not on this station, it's not going to be anything biased, you know, going on. We're just going to give people a platform to just speak their mind. You know, so I'm sorry. I just wanted to interject with that. Peace.
And I'm glad you said that because I was doing something like that with some colleagues of mine trying to get something going like that, where we were trying to figure out how could we do this where we wouldn't be censored and where people could come on and really have freedom of speech. Okay, I really wanted to do this and make it where it's live and we go around the world, you understand, with this, okay, so that people can really see and know and sometimes people feel like they can't be heard. Oh, nobody cares and they don't listen to me.
Right.
And so in this way, everybody can be heard and nobody's gonna cut you off. Saying what you need to say. And I'm not going to curse you out and talk down to you because you don't know better or don't believe what I believe or I don't believe what you believe. See, we have to get out of that mind frame. Okay? And let everybody have their own and we can all grow and learn from each other, you know.
Yeah.
But all that nonsense, we got to put that to bed. We got to put that to bed. We can't no longer be doing this. We got real serious work to do. Talking about Exodus, Operation Exodus, Mississippi. That we're not gonna get there debating about it. If this whoever the got who pure, you ain't pure. That's not and we don't need to waste our time and or airspace talking about. We need to get real, people. Let's get real. I mean, stop being scared, because that's the number one component into why we ain't doing nothing about our situation and the state of our affairs, because too many people are afraid to speak up, afraid to stand up. You understand? I feel like, hell, the situation is so drastic. If you're not willing and ready to die, then you ain't serious. You ain't serious. You ain't. Because this is desperate times. This is drastic. This is our very survival as a race of people we talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
We ain't talking about, oh, Pew, I got 100% Sub-Saharan. No. We're talking about that. That's not what's important. What's important is our survival, and make sure that they don't extinct us, which is they got it on paper. They already got the plans in place. Let's get us some plans in place to counter this.
Right.
Instead of debating on nonsensical topics, let's try to sit down and come up with some plans to counter the Rex 84/Alfred plan, King Alfred plan.
Hey, sister, like you say, we might be twins, because I'm 1000% with you on that page about that debate crap. For real. You know, and I've been vocal about it. You know, about my concerns with that. You know, I don't really care for that myself, you know. I mean, we got too much going on with us as a people, socially, economically, and financially, and physically, and all other kind of craziness that's permeating our situation as people, to be worrying about some daggone debating.
Statistical topics against
also, hey, so y'all gonna talk about me, huh? Right?
About my good brother.
Yeah, you know, that's so true. I definitely agree. You know, my brother and sisters, but you know, at the same time, I mean, as long as it can be kept brotherly, you know, and there won't be any type of disrespect. I think sometimes, because like sometimes, you know, there is like a segment of our people that could benefit from a debate. And just because if we have two opposing, you know, mindsets, or when it comes to like the out of Africa theory, I personally feel that it's very beneficial that our people, you know, get some type of grasp of, you know, what the truth is, you know. So I don't, you know, I'm not into like doing debates a lot, but the way that this, you know, whole topic came up or whatever, we were just having like a friendly discussion with my brother Bakari and my brother Talik, you know, in the conference call, and they had a, you know, difference of opinion, of course, you know, when it came to this out of Africa theory thing. So we just said, you know, we're gonna do this, just give, you know, the people on the panel, you know, something, you know, some clean fun, just something to look forward to, you know, this Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
Yeah.
But I definitely, I'm in 100% agreement with, you know, what the brother and sister are saying, that, you know, we are in a volatile, you know, state right now. But I yield my mic.
Yeah, that's what most important. You know, the thing that Brother Bakari continues to tell us, he said we can get emotional and we can, a little passionate about our ideology, but he says, and he wants to make very clear, he don't take nothing personal. And you know, we brothers in this struggle, and he's definitely on board the train. Okay, so that's what's most important. A lot of times, these debates and these they don't add up to unity, because with all those debates Sarnetta had, those brothers don't do nothing together. You know, whatever they was thinking, whatever that man was thinking, he's gonna think that when they leave, and the other man gonna think what he was thinking when they left. There is no unity should have been.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm speaking on as far as the debates go. You know, with the ending and you, like you said, nothing's changed. Everybody's still the same, and so the debate was a failure to me, because if the debate is a success, people go away with, oh yeah, we have a solution now. Now I'm clear. Now you're clear. But if everybody walk away with the same thing they came there with, the debate failed. It wasn't a success. Period. Something has to change. Somebody has to change somebody's mind. Somebody has to gain some type of new insight in order for the debate to be a success. Say I learned something. You know, he was right. That's a valid point. I'm going to do some more research on it and then see what I think then. But like you said, it just go away. He thinking the same way. He thinking the same way. Then they're going to come back again, debate the same shit, just use a different title, but it's the same thing.
Yep. I got to say, I'm sorry, sister. But yeah, I got to say that, you know, my mind state was changed a little bit by some of these debates, you know, or some of the shows that Brother Jabari did on Sarnetta TV against Ali Muhammad. And he also was calling out Dan Calloway or whatever. And it made me, just like, you know, speaking to my brother Talik about this, it made me question, you know, certain information, because I always just blindly followed the entire story. Now, I'm not saying I'm 100% converted over to just disassociating myself from Africa completely. No, I believe that, you know, we are descendants, you know, from the motherland. I truly believe that, but I would have to say, what everything my brother Talik said, it made me, it brought some serious questions, you know, to my mind that I want to do further research about. Yep. So if you could change one person, you know, at the end of the day, just make one person just say, hey, you know what? You got a point there.
Exactly. And that's a successful debate.
Okay, brother Talib.
Yes, sir. Oh, and another thing too, one thing which is so different about our platform is, see, when we speak, we not leaving collecting no slave master Benjamin Franklin's over it. We leaving with a purpose to build on. Where Sarnetta and them, it's about the Benjamins after the fact.
And it's just the Benjamins, and I may be wrong, but from just an observation and not a research standpoint, because I haven't done that, but from an observation, the Benjamins is being used on self and nothing to do anything for anything else. So that's just an observation from the outside looking in, and I could be wrong.
Right. You know, but it's a great possibility that it could be another version, equivalence, African conscious equivalent of Creflo Dollar and Bishop T.D. Jakes.
Yeah, because brother Sarnetta, he goes to the extent, you know, with the shark. Man, let me just say this: with the shark skin and lizard shoes, you know. I mean, you shopping for $100,000 vehicle. You know, it's nothing wrong with black people living good. Yeah, but no, he did a video a couple weeks ago where he was he's going to trade in his Benz for, you know, something newer. You know, something it was he showed the price tag on this over 100 grand. So you're gonna give, you know.
See, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Go ahead, sister.
Wow.
Sorry.
I mean, I don't need that. I don't need $100,000 car. All I need is a nice car that gets from
Oh, just a
point A
second.
to
We
point
lost
B.
we lost brother
That's what-
Talik, sister. Let me reconnect him. He's calling back in. Yes, sir. Brother Talik, are you reconnected?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. Sister Ingrid was
Yeah.
speaking. Go ahead, continue.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we were speaking on $100,000 cars. I don't need no $100,000 car. To me, that's ludicrous. Okay.
Right.
It really is. As far as all of our people being in the state that they're in, I can think of a lot of other things to do with $100,000 if I had it. Seriously, than going and buying me $100,000 car. That's crazy. For what? A car is a car. You know, these people that do that, they get millions and millions, and maybe Sonetta is a millionaire and he can do that. I don't know. But if you're not, I think that's very foolish of any human being to buy $100,000 car and they not a millionaire, like a double digit, you know, almost 100 millionaire, one of them type of millionaires, because cars depreciate and you spend $100,000 and then in 5 years it's worth how much? I mean, what good could you have done with all that money? You understand that people are giving you just for what? I'm trying to make a difference, not buy $100,000 car.
Okay, I got a statement.
I do.
Let me put this out here. This is from somebody in the chat room. Maybe anybody on the panel can address it. It's from our brother Black Lion Supreme. And judging from this comment I'm about to tell you, I could tell he's a Sonetta supporter. And brother, I'm a Sonetta supporter too. Okay, I've been watching Sonetta. I trust and believe. You know, I listen to a lot of Sonetta TV, and I will continue. The only thing that I'm doing is we got to say no man is above critique. You know, but here's his statement. Let me read his statement. Okay, brother, Black Lion Supreme wrote, "You pay thousands of dollars to go to a university to get the same knowledge Sonetta gives for free." Anybody want to touch on that? We're paying $1,000 to the white man to get the same knowledge that Sonetta gives for free.
I'll go first. Okay, first of all, I didn't pay thousands of dollars to the white man to get my education. When I got my first degree, it was an AA degree. I got that free off the white man back. I didn't have to do nothing for it but sign a piece of paper saying I got a grant. Then the second education I got was with a library card. I believe they gave me that free, sir. I'm not down Sonetta. Sonetta has never educated me, sir. I watch him and he ain't never educated me on anything. Everything he know and have said, I already read about it, already heard about it, already seen about it. I like Sonetta. I like the type of man he is. He is a family man. He take care of his family. That's what I talked about earlier about when people listen, they listen wrong. They don't hear right. We not down in Sonetta. We talking about a issue about money and how it's being distributed amongst the masses of our people the wrong way. And he was talking about his $100,000 cars, and I was just saying and using him as an example. Us speaking about him is elevating him even to a higher level than he even is at now. Okay, whether we speaking bad or good about that man, when anybody talk about anybody, that gives that person elevation, believe that or not. Okay, so therefore, I don't know, you know, who else he done educated, and they done paid all that money to the white man, but I'm not included in that, and you know, a lot of other people I know are not included in that either. Brother Talib.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. My thing is this. You say he's giving this knowledge for free, but I mean, okay, in which way is he giving this knowledge for free? Because you got to remember, the number one thing is that nothing costs free in this world. Okay, so the moral of the situation is that he subscribes. He has subscribers that come on his show. And that's how he get his money. Now, what he does with it, you know, is one thing, but he gets his money through his subscribers. Okay. Now, how is he giving knowledge for free? That's just like saying Louis Farrakhan, going to Madison Square Garden or to the Superdome in New Orleans or the old Georgia Dome in Atlanta, or speaking at the Soldier Field Stadium in Chicago, where his headquarters is based at. You know what I'm saying? And he giving speeches, but people got to pay to go in there and see him. I remember in 1985, I had to pay. It might have not have cost as much as it costs now to go hear him speak, but I still had to pay to go hear him speak. In 1985 at Madison Square Garden in New York City. So if you say knowledge is supposed to be free and Sarnetta is giving knowledge free, then however, he's still financially benefiting from it. So it's impossible for, how can one say that that's free or what he's doing?
Unless he's giving back all his subscribers the money that they pay for internet service, because you can't be looking at that net without no internet service. Now, if he ain't gave all his subscribers back their internet monthly bill, then it ain't for the free.
Exactly.
Brother Talik, would you like to touch on that, or you think enough is
I concur with the sister to leave. I was saying this. Usually when it's come to religion, and even on Sarnetta's boards, they're giving you knowledge, not just to
Brother Talik,
they teach you.
Okay, you were breaking up. You were breaking up. Continue, bro.
Okay, all right. In religion, you got Christians. They do things for people, supposed to be for free out of the kindness of their heart. But the bottom line is they want to convert you to their religion and make you a slave. It's no different than all these guys on these platforms. They want their people, and they're giving all this stuff out because they want you as some type of slave for them. It's not out of the kindness of their heart. They want you to believe something. They want you to convert to something. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart. So it might be looking like it's being free, but the only thing you're doing is joining a plantation of some sort. Because when you come here, we're not asking you for a dime. And you get the same type of knowledge. In fact, yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I just thought somebody said that to me about this African Supremacy TV. And they had said something on the line up, and they was talking about what do you do with Craig? No, sweetheart, he don't get paid for this. And you have heard, I have heard him, whether you heard him or not, say plenty of times he don't do this for Patreon. He don't do this for GoFundMe. He don't see Super Chat on his channel. He could do all of that, but it's not what he's doing this for.
And definitely, here's the thing: even if I was making some type of money, I would not be spending for no $100,000 vehicle. I would be using that money to help with this Project Exodus thing that we got. They would have to go to some type of program seriously, because I would be a hypocrite. I would be a hypocrite if I was going, to the white man's car lot trying to purchase $100,000 car, just to say that I'm somebody,
When we supposed to be promoting spending our money with each other, why would you go to his car lot with your $100,000? See, that's what, I don't get into all of that. I can't, because it's contradictory. Yeah. You say one thing, but you do something else. You talking about African news and this and that African, and no, that's just a name so that people can come to you. Like we said earlier, it's not real. And I don't dig that. If it's real, then you need to be doing something and showing what you do, showing what you're doing. You know, like in my foundation, you just can't expect to get the money. You have to do something for that money. You know, they have to write an essay, write some type of papers, do something. It's not free. Nothing's free. And if they qualify and the need is there, then they'll get it.
That's why, yeah. See, black people are, you know, you just cannot really be trusting these days because you get these brother polites and, you know, these sonnetters. You know, although I do support, you know, a lot of the brothers, I support the brotherhood that, you know, is going on amongst that platform. But I'm just talking about this act. You know, you got to get $100,000 car. That's just something, you know, that I cannot respect. But it makes it very difficult for people to put their trust into like a real cause because you got all of these scammers out here.
That's right.
Yeah, you got all of these scammers out here, just like what Syrian Jew just said. Talking about, I'm not sure if that's a sister or a brother. Okay, no, Syrian Jude is a brother, I think. I'm not 100%.
It's a brother?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. But okay, here's the statement Syrian Jew made, saying that this money could have been given to the poor. Many starving people need money for food and clothes. Okay, I'm getting the call. Hold up just a second. My brother Guy, I guess, is trying to reach the show. Real quick, let's try to tap him into the discussion. Let's see what's going on. Hold up. Just give me just a second. Hey, peace, bro. Brother.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh yeah, you in the conference call and you are live on air. You just joined into the discussion.
All right. What's up, everybody?
What's up, guy?
What's good?
I thought you was sick. Guy.
I'm feeling better now. I'm feeling better each day because it was worse this past weekend. It was really bad. I started sneezing, then it went from sneezing to coughing. It was terrible.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Glad
sir.
you're better.
Okay.
So I want to ask my brother Talik a question. Because you're an elder. So my question is to you: what is wrong with education, like math, reading, and science? What is wrong with education?
Okay, just to let everybody know first, this is the brother that one of the brothers that are going to be participating in the tag team debate Africa on Trial against Brother Talik. So I just want to put that out there just to let. Now go ahead, continue, brother.
No, I want to know because Talik is supposed to be an elder, so I want to know what is wrong of black folks learning how to read, knowing mathematics, science. You know, what is wrong with that? Because you do have a problem, and also have a problem with scholarship. Like you don't like scholars, you know, because education has always been African people's foundation. So why do you have a problem with science, mathematics, and stuff like that? Why do you have a problem with that?
Okay. First of all, I don't have no problem with education, science, mathematics, and so forth. I never said I had a problem with mathematics, science, biology, chemistry. I never said I had a problem. The problem is when I see something that don't make sense, I have to question it. As far as the scholarship is concerned, scholars and certain sciences, the problem with that, remember, and I'm going to use Nazi Germany as an example. Adolf Hitler sent scientists and scholars, historians out into the world to find things to support Nazism. Now, if you believe everything that a scientist say on face value, then that means you also accept the findings of what Adolf Hitler scientists and historians, what they came up with. But see, the thing about scholarship and history and all like that, you can make that You can make those things because there's nobody to say yes or no. So you can take those things and make them whatever you feel you want them to say. In modern times, we have World War II. I can guarantee you the Japanese version of World War II is much different than the American version. We've never heard the Japanese version of World War II. We've only heard what America has to say on the issue. So that's my problem. Though I respect John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben and all our scholars, but remember, they can only tell you what they know to a limit for what they learn at that particular moment in time or whatever. The issues and the things that I bring up, they never had to deal with. You know, by the time I come up, you know, and bring these issues out, you know, most of those scholars have passed. They never had to deal with questions like the way I'm talking. But that does not. But again, you know, our historians and scientists and scholars, all of them cannot really do their job because most of them are influenced by what the government wants. You know, the government will only accept. They will stop any type of information that's outside of what has been collected, what the government wants the people to know. And another real example, I was watching the Discovery Channel or History Channel, one of them, and they was reading the people in Egypt was reading these hieroglyphics talking about a war. And one of the pharaohs, I don't know which pharaoh it was, but this pharaoh, he went out and he was going to, his plan was to conquer his neighbors real quick. He thought it was going to be easy, just go out and whoop them up and they would become part of Egypt. But that's not what happened. They was able to drive him and his people off. And that's what the reality of what happened. But when he got back to Egypt, he told those who control the media, you don't tell the people that. You tell them that I went by myself and I gave a valiant, you know, I fought by myself against these people. It was too much for me and I came home. That's what he told. So according to the first hieroglyphics that they found, that was the story. But then later they found another version and it was much different. See, that's what I'm saying. You know, history can be manipulated. History can be changed to say whatever somebody wants them to say. That's my problem. When I'm looking at things and I question certain things don't make sense to me. And I don't know why I don't have the right to question these things.
Well, you know, there's one thing about history and there's one thing about religion. You could question religion because religion doesn't make any sense. You know, like Jesus walked on water. You know, that doesn't make any sense. You know, I mean, the Bible and the Quran don't have any dates and times. So yeah, I can see you questioning that. But the history, you could question. And first of all, and if you're talking about white scientists, first of all, see, there's a difference between the originators and the imitators. You see what I'm saying? Now, white people are not scientists, people. You know what I'm saying? Let's be realistic. You know, look at Marion Sims, how he butchered our women. And they're going to say he's the father of gynecologists. Are you serious? We never did that. We never butchered women to find out certain things. So you're talking about people are demonic people versus spiritual people who respect life. So you can never don't compare us to Hitler and these demonic people. I think that's messed up, man. But
that's
you know,
just one. I guess. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying that if you claim that you don't have a problem with science, then we need these things in order to move on. You know, you can't don't tear down, you know, DNA and all this other stuff. Don't tear that down because some of that stuff does help. It does help. You know? So I'm just saying, if you tell me you don't believe in DNA, which is science, but then You got black men are coming out of jail. They finding out that our people are just now getting out of prison, serving 20, 30 years for a crime they didn't do because of DNA. Thank God for DNA and these black men and black women out.
See, now
So,
I gotta interject, right? I'm sorry. Because
yeah, go ahead.
Because of this issue with this DNA, hey, listen, I don't believe in nothing that the white man have 100% control over, okay? And you telling me about what exonerated somebody? We don't know that for sure. That's what the white man told us. We don't know that. We don't know if they just decided to let the nigga go. We don't know. They tell us, they manipulate us. They tell us whatever they want to get us in the state they need us to be in. And that's just the fact of the state of this world. Okay, DNA, that's the, first of all, if the white man's so smart and they know all this and that, why the hell it took them to 1950 something to come up with some god doggone DNA we supposed to have since the beginning of time? It don't work like that. Okay, that's some made up bullshit, and we believe in it, and we believe in it. No, I'm not saying that it's not a way that we can see who belong to who and who is what. What I'm saying is that I don't put 100% stock in what the white man got 100% control over. Don't let us in there to see it. Don't let us in there to manipulate it. We already know that they already manufactured diseases. We already know they gave us AIDS. We already know they gave us syphilis. We already know everything they did to us, but we supposed to hold up they great mighty DNA. Really? No, we don't. We supposed to question that shit too. Everything that they have 100% control over, we as a nation of people do need to question it. And if we couldn't, our scientists can't get a think tank together, get in there and say, yeah, we looked at it and this is the real deal. Then hell no. No, we don't. We're not going to put our 100% belief in that. We should not do it. They let people out of jail whenever they want to, and they lock them shut whenever they get ready to. They take you right now with your beliefs and everything. You can go to sleep tonight and they wake up and pick you up by, and this is what they call us now, our black nigga ass, and politely put you in a box, sir, and leave you there. And everybody know you didn't do nothing, and everybody know you a good man, and everybody know you're educated.
Okay, so you don't believe in DNA?
You on this road for 25 miles.
What I'm saying is, and I already said it 3 times, I don't believe in nothing that the white man got 100% control over.
I didn't ask you that. I didn't ask you that. I said, do you believe in DNA?
So that's a no. That's a no.
You don't believe in DNA. No. So God forbid if something happens to you where that the only proof to get you free is DNA.
And I tell all y'all, and then I tell you, don't believe that shit. Don't believe.
So if you was in a situation,
it may come back somebody else, and they ship me to Paris and say, "You right, she wasn't Ingrid. Hell, we took her DNA file, and she was Abigail, and she ain't got no right to be here. They can do whatever they want to do. Who are you to question it when they come back with the results? Who are you, a scientist?
Okay,
I'm asking
just a second. Just say.
Where you can go and test.
Okay, I got another caller calling in. Just a second, sister. Let me bring my other brother in. He wants to join in the discussion.
Hey, brother Talib.
Okay, just a second. Let's pick this up. Okay.
I told you the debate then already got heated.
My brother Bakari has joined the discussion. Peace, brother Bakari.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bakari.
Peace.
Go ahead, brother.
I heard the lady. I think it's Ingrid. I couldn't. I wish I could have been on the full show, but anyway, I heard her say, she don't believe nothing the white man say. She's speaking the white man language, eating the white man diet, wearing a white man clothes, doing everything. But when it comes to getting an education, y'all don't think that has something to do with us being at the bottom. We reject getting an education because I'm not saying trust someone fully, but then what have the people who gonna reject that created? What have they created? If we're not gonna accept what they gave us, what are we gonna create?
I said earlier, people can't listen right. I didn't say I didn't.
Okay. Oh man, what's that loud background noise? Hey, hold up.
Yeah, got to mute that, my brother.
Hey, hold up, everybody.
My window was rolled down. My bad. Motorcycle rolled by.
Okay, I need to make sure all my guests can be heard.
Hold up. Because what thunderstorm up in there.
Yeah, I need to make sure all my guests can be heard. So, like, after you get done speaking, if you could please mute your phone so I can make sure that my guests can respond. But okay, Sister Ingrid.
And then let me respond when she finishes, please.
Oh, definitely. I got you, bro. I got you. Okay, so
I said I don't believe in nothing that the white man have 100% control over. Now, me eating the white man food, you don't know me well enough to make that broad statement. Me wearing the white man clothes, you never seen me in anything that the white man reproduced. But it's okay. I don't fault you for that. I'm just saying. But I did not make that statement that I don't believe anything the white man said. I said I don't believe in anything they have 100% control over. That's what I said.
Does anybody know where this statement come from? Support what your enemy oppose. Oppose what your enemy supports. Do y'all know anybody on the panel? Do y'all know where that statement comes from?
No, I don't.
Okay, I think
I heard of it, but I don't.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, one person who popularized that statement was Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Okay, so basically, I think that's the stance. Cause see, I don't want anybody to, get it confused and twisted, of what the sister's, exact stance is on this position. But she's just saying that she can't support. She can't support anything that the white man is putting his stamp of approval on. Is what she's saying. So I mean, if anybody wants to tackle that, let's go.
Because I had to get that white man's stamp of approval to get my business license. They had 100% control over it. And if I wanted to run my business and do what I do, I had to get their stamp of approval. In order for me to go to school and learn, that's the schools we went to. We cannot reject all. Okay, so when they say DNA, the white man don't, and first of all, they don't have 100% control of that. We ignored Dr. Rick Kittles when we mentioned him. We'll just come up, it still got something from the white man. So it doesn't make a difference. The point that I'm making is we have to stop rejecting education. We have to stop rejecting education. Learning something else. It's okay to learn something else. Rick Kittles. Okay, so what I'm saying is Rick Kittles is a black man, so white people don't have 100% control of DNA. He had the largest DNA database. He had the largest DNA database of all black folks. Rick Kittles, AfricanAncestry.com.
What scientists created DNA? I'm just asking.
I believe it was a black. I think it was a black person that created DNA.
Okay, you believe? No, it wasn't. I just want to I want to be 100% certainty. I don't want to put any misinformation out here.
Well, put like this. A white
woman and a white man.
Okay. A white woman.
Who?
She said a white woman
and a white man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, I was just trying to see what she said.
Yes, sir. Okay, so
can I say this?
Yeah, that's what I was about to do. I was about to pass because I don't want the brothers coming in here, man, trying to double team the sister. You know, she's new on the panel and all that. So let some of the brothers step in, man, and defend the position.
This is the problem. This is the problem. Okay. I have no problem with DNA. That's not my problem. The science of DNA, I understand it. My problem is this. When you look at the DNA strand, you can only go so far. Just like this guy explained it on a video that I saw. He explained how DNA works. Now, when you talk about modern day DNA, that's easy to deal with. But when you start dealing with DNA, talk about hundreds and thousands of years ago, then it gets tricky. And he gave a real example of how DNA works. And he's telling us outright that it's impossible for these people to come up with these conclusions because they haven't even developed the technology to take DNA out thousands and thousands of years, hundreds of years. They don't have the technology for that. Even the computers can't handle nothing that DNA strand. It's so vast. If you understand how DNA works, which I'm pretty sure you brothers don't even know how it works. You don't even know. Now, the second problem with it is you have people who took DNA tests with the same company getting 3 different results. You have a person who takes DNA tests with 3 different companies with 3 different results. Then there's an example, like Brother Craig gave, a lady sent dog DNA and it got human being results. That's my problem. That's the problem I have with the DNA. And then DNA cannot tell you a geographical location. A DNA can only tell you about a specific species of something that is alive. It cannot tell you about France. It cannot tell you about German. There's no German DNA. There's no African DNA. Africa is a continent. It has no DNA. What people are you talking about? It has to break down to the people. 2 people in the same tribe, can have the very same DNA. So how can DNA tell you the difference between the tribe when the people in the tribe have the same DNA? It cannot tell you that. This is something that you just want to ignore. Only living things have DNA. America, German, Ukrainian, all those things don't have DNA. If there's such things as African DNA, then what DNA existed before it became Africa? That's the problem. That's the problem that I have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Even scientists will admit the fact that DNA results are not conclusive. They are 99% conclusive. So okay, Brother Talib, do you have anything you would like to add?
Yes, I would just like to add this. I have no issue with certain things that scholars like John Henry Clark, Leonard Jeffries came up with in regards of history, as far as what they call Black civilization. But my thing is this here, is that just because they're dark skinned don't make all of their research accurate. I just want to point that out because I know a lot of people in the conscious community take their information and just off face value and run with it and believe that it's just 1000% true and don't question it because they're dark skinned. Well, if that's the case, then a lot of stuff that the European scholarly came with, you know what I'm saying, that's inconsistent, then accept that on face value.
Okay, Brother Guy, you got anything you would like to add? I want everybody to get a chance to speak. Okay, go ahead, bro.
It's just disgusting for me to hear that you got Negroes kind of saying they don't believe this, and they're giving all this credit to the white man. And don't they know that DNA is nothing but chemistry? And who invented chemistry? Wasn't white people. So I'm not giving the white man no goddamn credit. And it's a damn shame I hear Negroes saying that they don't believe in this, they don't believe in that. It's chemistry, and our people invented chemistry. So you giving white man this, white man all this. I don't know what y'all talking about, because the white man thought the world was flat. I want y'all to understand that. You know, y'all put too much energy into white folks. Put that same energy to your own people. You know what I'm saying? Embrace your own people. You got white people that celebrate murderers like Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus just passed this week. And they had a nice, beautiful celebration for him. We don't do that. Not with our heroes. Nope. We sit there and we sound just like Talik. We got a question. Everything is question. Question for what? I mean, these people put their lives. No, I'm not finished, sir. Because I've been hearing talking to your rhetoric for the longest. Okay? People have put their lives and study their ass off and get the field work. No, I'm not finished.
Yes. No, hold on. Hold up, man.
Calling a nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Hey, hold up, man. We're not coming in here with that type of tone, bro. Like, calm down, bro.
I said Negro.
Now you said something, bro. I'm not sure, but man, we just stick to the information, bro. Now I don't know because
I didn't say anything.
Okay, some I don't know. What's going on?
No, I didn't say anything. I said Negroes. That's it.
Well, I'll put it to you like this, bro. People are entitled to question what they choose to question. You just don't take nothing on face value. Like, I mean, I just got to say that, bro. So,
but how can we move on? What do
you mean?
How can we move on?
Hey, brother Craig, I need to interject for a minute.
Go ahead.
When brother, when you say that the white man taught us that the earth is flat, okay, I get that. But when you got a bunch of people in the conscious community saying the same thing, isn't that like saying you might as well believe the Caucasian when he say that the earth is flat? Because it's a host of black conscious channels on YouTube and throughout social media.
And you absolutely right. And I'm very disgusted why they talking that, because the brother Reggie, he and brother Jabari, those brothers had made that perfectly clear that black people in ancient Kemet thought had said the world was round back then, because we was the first one, or we are the first astrology. We believe in the stars and the moon. Like we that's science. So we knew that the earth was round even back during ancient Kemet. So they already dispute that. I'm very surprised at those black folks that saying the earth was flat. And they can't even prove it. But you can prove the earth was round.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's continue with this. I'm not sure. Hey, Sister Ingrid, I think you were trying to interject and ask a question. Did you have a question for my brother Guy?
I did, but he had answered it once he continued on.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so Lester. Bakari. Man, I keep mixing your name up. Yeah, okay. You got anything you would like to add to this discussion, bro?
Yeah. First, I want to say Dr. John Henry Clark always said, don't just take everything he say on face value, look him up. And he also teaches what I learned to do. When you read a book, study the author, then study something else and read something else. I have firsthand knowledge that Dr. John Henry Clark, a lot of his stuff was updated because one of my best friends is married to his niece. So I have firsthand knowledge to a lot of his books and things that he updated. Now, we like to say something has become a religion. I believe is a religion. The I don't believe is the same religion. You just against the, I believe. It's a religion. I don't believe this. I don't believe that. And Dr. Rick Kittle, since Talik said, I doubt if you know how DNA work. Can you explain a haplogroup? I can. E1B1A, then come E1B1B, E1B1B2. Then you can go on to EB, and you can go on. And when they do the DNA test, they are not connecting you. Or it can connect, it connect you to the people on the land. E1B1A. It connect you to the people on the land. And when they say the first scientists come out of Africa, if we study, you'll see they'll tell you I can't even, the Hippocrates oath of medicine. That's what we've been taught. So then when you study Greek, when you study the Greek writings, they say, according to them, Hippocrates say he is a student of Imhotep. That's where he learned. So yes, it's good to study this history. It ain't just, I study more than Black history. Even what you said about Hitler, I have studied Adolf Hitler, and I know why Hitler did what he did. Whether I agree with it or not, I know Adolf Hitler was fighting back. A good documentary for you to start would be Adolf Hitler, the greatest story never told. I have studied him. So I study more than Black authors. I study more than Black writers. I study something I can learn from. It's good to know, but it's better to learn. So I study. It can be a white man, a Chinese man. It doesn't make a difference as long as I can learn from it. So for the record, I just want you to know a lot of stuff I say don't always come directly from a Black person, because I know more than Black people wrote books and study history.
Yeah, got you, bro. Okay, definitely. Yeah, I just want to make this statement.
Okay, brother Craig, Craig, I just want to add in one thing.
Yeah, let me make this statement first, though, bro.
Bakari.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, just let me make this statement. I just want to make sure, like, we're allowed to disagree here, but let's not turn this. Let's not. I mean, let's show the people that we can disagree on the information without this turning into something hostile.
Yes, sir.
This is not something at a TV, man. I don't tolerate that here. But okay, go ahead, bro.
I got you. What I was saying, what I was finna say is this: is that okay? You say John Henry Clark, said fact check finding, right? With Dr. Malachi Z. York, an individual who I once looked to as a leader as well as a spiritual leader, said the exact same thing in every book he put out. At the end of every book that he ever had published or put out, he would regurgitate this same thing, but to come to find out that 90-some% of his scholarship turned up to be false, as well as with that word that brother used, when you copy off of other people's stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Plagiarism.
Yeah, plagiarism. Yeah. So I'm not saying, because I haven't really read all John Henry Clark stuff, so I can't really comment on him like that. But just to let you, just to put it out there, that from my experience of studying York's scholarship literature, which according to the feds cannot be sold in the street because he's incarcerated in the federal system under the United States government. A lot of that stuff was plagiarized, and that's what made me wake up to the reality that just because somebody is Black and teach these things, even if we want to look at brothers like Elijah Muhammad, Noble Drew Ali, other different Black scholars in history in this country, I mean, we could see some inconsistencies. So, I mean, and I'm not saying, and I'm not taking away anything positive that came from any of them brothers either, but the fact is that we can't keep living, just go on running with anything just because it's said by somebody Black, and being in this fantasy world that when we teach we teaching nothing but the truth. And that's what many blacks have been misled to believe. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. I mean, if anybody else wants to, if you want to continue, you got something you want to say, just go ahead or whatever. Or we could just go like around a round table. I mean, Brother Talik, is Talik still with us or did he drop? Let me take a look. Yeah, once again, Brother Talik has dropped from the discussion. Yes. So, okay, Sister Ingrid,
Yeah. So yeah. I wanted to speak on that as well. Like, sometimes when you speak and people they hang on your every word and they misinterpret or turn it into something else, then that's when you get all those big blow ups. Okay, because that I'm not a nonsensical person. I was speaking, in small terms, not over broad. He made it sound like that what I said was the white man is not included. Of course, yes, because they own everything, including that black man shit that he said that the DNA person. He owned that land that he got that on. They are in control of everything here in these United States, and I'm aware of that. Okay, I said that, and I will hold to that, and I mean that. I've been educated. I know white people. I done read all kind of white books. We all have who are educated. We all read all kind of people books. That's not what we talking about. I'm talking about putting my whole heart and my whole belief system in something that they created, that they have full control over. That's my basic point, and that's on every aspect, at my job, at whatever, at the bank. I don't care. I will question it. I don't give a damn if it's right and I saw it right. I'm still gonna question it and see if if any kind of nonsense can come out of it. And if it don't, then I'll be satisfied. But if I don't question it, I won't know that it's unsatisfactory.
That's right.
If I just say, oh, okay, and go ahead with that. No, of course, we live in
that's right.
society, all people, okay? But that man who enslaved my ancestors, I know and we know he owned this world. He owned it. That's this is. The United States, this world, or however we look at it, because we all here and we don't own nothing. No matter what somebody want to believe or make you believe or try to get me to believe, because if we did, we wouldn't be in this state that we're in with all our education and all these books we done read and all these things that we know and all how the white man done helped us get out of jail. We still in a sad state of affairs. And that's all I'm concerned with, is how we're going to get out of that.
That's right. That's right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I totally agree. And this platform, this is free
Brother
thinking.
Craig.
Yes.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Well, yeah, I'm going to pass the mic, bro.
And the thing,
Okay, go ahead.
and the thing is, what I'm gonna last of all say is this: is that when we do study on the continent, I can't tell nobody what to study about or anything like that. It's good to broaden your horizons when it comes to knowledge, but what benefit is it going to really do tangibly to help us get out of our condition, which I have come yet to see? Okay, and I'm pretty sure many of us others who know the truth about this matter. Now, my thing is this: even in Africa, the present day people on the continent don't even really know their true history over there as a result of European colonialism in that part of the world. So, I mean, knowing us being in worse shape than them, I mean, you know, I'm gonna just leave y'all with something there to think on.
Yeah, definitely. You know.
I rest my mic.
Okay, here's my thing before I pass the mic to my brothers. You know, the way I look at it, you know, is just we got to keep an open mind, because once our belief system, like, you know, we feel threatened when our belief system is challenged, then it's turning into a form of religion. People are entitled to disagree. They're entitled to, I mean, if you have the information, provide the information, but it's no need to, you know, get upset just because somebody is questioning you. I mean, especially, you know, it's just like, you know, your job is just to teach. I mean, if you got the correct information and what this person is saying is false, then teach them, you know, teach them the proper, you know, information. But just to get mad because somebody is questioning, you know, what you believe in, bro, that's just another form of religion, and we don't support that on this. We don't support, you know, religion. We just support facts and information. That's it. You know, I mean, provide, you know, bring forth the facts. You know, the table is definitely open for the facts, but we got to leave the religion out of it, you know, definitely. But okay, whoever wants to speak next, just go ahead and speak up before we end the show. If you got any like final, you know, final things you wish to say on this subject, go ahead.
Okay, I got one more before I go, because I understand what you say about the I believe is a religion, but the I don't believe is a religion. It's the same thing. It's a religion. So you still supporting the same thing. And the people that's being supported here, like Talik, have never bought a fact, ever. But he's being supported.
Well,
So you
okay,
can't just
let me
say we
speak
only
on that,
support
bro,
the
because you
facts.
made no. Now you're pointing the finger at me. Okay, here's the thing. When you say what Talik has never brought any fact, so okay, there are statements made that 100 million African people died in the Middle Passage. He's questioning this. So you're saying that it's not a fact. He doesn't have the right to question a story that just mathematically doesn't add up. Is that what you're saying, bro? That he doesn't have the right to question some of these stories?
I didn't say he don't have right to
No, you just
question
said
nothing. What
that
I said
everything
is,
he's brought on this platform
ask what you
has
asked me.
been
See,
aired. Oh, that's what you just
I
that's
say
what you
he
just said.
haven't bought. What I said was he haven't bought a fact about nothing. Everything he bought was a I don't believe. I have a right to question. I don't believe. Which, and what I said was the I don't believe is just as much as a religion as I believe. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
One is I don't, the other one is I do.
Yeah, but see, my thing is this. I'm not trying to force. Okay, I don't want nobody here. Well, what we don't allow is people to force. I'm talking about on both sides, bro. So don't try to point out like I'm showing some type of favoritism. I'm saying that Talik and his camp, or whoever, you know, he rocks with, they don't have the right to force their beliefs on you, just as well as you and your camp don't have the right to force your beliefs on them. That's all I'm saying, man. Like that's a form of slavery. That's what religion is about. You know, others trying to force their beliefs on others. No, that's why I say just provide the information. This is what I'm saying. He is entitled to have questions and to question, you know, your position. You entitled to question his position. You definitely are. You entitled to do the same thing that he is. You can question his position, definitely. Yes, sir. Nobody ever denied you of questioning his position at all, bro. So I don't even know why you're saying that. I never denied, you know, you to question his position. If what he stands on is in error, bro, just bring it out there. So,
Okay, can I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, no one's not. Okay, everybody has the right to question, right?
Right.
And I'm not saying people don't have a right, but I kind of agree with Brother Bakari, because he's saying that it is the same thing when you use that word belief. Like if I like, well, I'll give you a perfect example, right? If I don't know something, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna do research. I'm gonna look things up, even if I got to go to the library. But I'm not gonna just sit here and just say I just don't believe it and just complain about it. People need to just go do further research. The information is out there. Just go do the research. But don't get on live stream and complain. If I don't know something, the information is all about. The most powerful weapon is information. People have gotten killed because of information. So I'm just saying that if you don't know something, go and find out, you know, the answer. Because this is what I keep hearing from people. They say, well, I don't believe this. I don't believe that. I don't believe this. Well, go and get the information and educate the people. That's all. If you feel that something is not right in your soul, go out there. But don't get on live stream and keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. I don't want to hear that. Because if I don't know something, I'll say, you know, let me go do my research. Let me go find out so I could be satisfied and find out the answer. I think that's the whole bottom line, because yes, it can turn into another form of religion. And we try to get away from that, you know. But what I'm saying is this. You know, the white man, I understand white people have done their technology on black people. That's fine. That's true. But if our people have done research and done the field work and brought the information back to us, that's what I'm going to go by. You know, I'm going to go by who people have done the field. I didn't do like with Dr. Bender. I haven't done the field work, so I'm going to have to go by what his work. So because he done the field work, I'm going to say I'm not going to believe him. That's silly. I haven't done the field work, but he did. You know, so I'm going to go by people who actually studied and went out and done the field work and done the hard work. Those are people I'm going to go by. You know, and so you know, these people. You know, there been many times that the government, they try to block the information or whatever, and they you know, they always say, if you want to hide stuff for black people, put it in a book. You ever heard that? They always say put it in a book because they claim that black people don't like to read, and that's the problem. We need to go back and start reading. People claim that read books, but it's like, what kind of books you're reading?
About black people, no. We do research. Black people do research all the time. You did yours. You need to do some more. I did mine. I need to do some more. We all have done it.
You can't speak for all black people. You can't speak for all black people.
I'm talking about the people that's on this platform who you're discussing and who we're discussing with. We're talking about these people because that's who I thought we were talking about. And I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about you. You say you do research. You say you know this and that. And I said, right, we do. We do. I've done mine. You've done yours. You need to do more, and I need to do more. Talib, he does do research. He reads. Talib reads. He does research. Don't get on here and say we don't do no research. We done, but say we need to do some more because you do too. We all need to do some more research. We never said we know everything, and people can get on live and say whatever they want to. If you don't want to,
but that's fine. But that's fine. Let me say this real quick.
I'm speaking. I didn't interrupt you.
Yes, you did, because you did cut me off. I wasn't finished.
No, you took a breath, and then I went ahead and spoke. I didn't take a breath. But go ahead, interrupt me.
What I'm saying is this: if you don't know something, find out. You know, I mean, I've heard Talib. I'm going to use him for example. I've heard Talib many times. Can you let me finish?
We know that. We know we need to find out things when we don't know something. We're not illiterate or ignorant.
I didn't even think what I'm about to say.
We're talking condescending to people, and that's rubs people the wrong way. Yes, you can finish when you can speak to people like with respect. Like you talking condescending to me and to other people on this planet. And it's unnecessary because I know I'm not illiterate or uneducated or without information, and I want to hear your information. I respect your information. But if I don't agree with it, I don't. But I'm going to down you and talk down on you. I would never do that.
Yeah, that's where I want to keep it. I mean, you know, y'all allowed to. I just want y'all to respectfully disagree. You know, I don't want either side, man. You know, down on the other side. You know, just because they don't share the same, you know, belief system. So as long as we can keep it like
I
that.
I didn't say nothing about downing. I didn't say nothing about. I'm just saying that if you don't know something, just you see with me, If I'm not sure what something, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna do further research. I don't believe in this, but I'm gonna do further research. I never heard no one said that. They just keep saying, I don't believe in this. I don't believe in that. And they're sick with it. But they never said, you know, I'm gonna do further research. You know, maybe I missed something. And that would have been a more intelligent thing to say, and just saying, I don't believe in it, I'm gonna run with it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's information out there. Whatever you're looking for, it's out there. That's what I'm saying. And now, once we get the information, we can move forward.
Yes, true. And I appreciate you for having your information and wanting to share it. And I appreciate your knowledge. Okay, as I do everyone else's, you know. And you are 100% right, but we all know this already. Like you said, what you don't want to hear, keep regurgitating. We know all this. We know these things. The conversation proceeded, and then everyone got involved, and it got kind of where we didn't get to finish points, where people didn't get to say, because people were hanging on words and going into tangents about things that we couldn't get back on track, and what we should have been really trying to concentrate on, about like what you said, getting to the point of, well, hey, listen, that's what I think, that's what I believe, but we're going to look more into it, and we can get more into depth on that subject later on once we do more research. That's what educated people do. But to me, that's a given. I don't have to tell that to educated people, because educated people know. I have to tell that to laymen because they don't know that. But if someone's coming off to me like they're educated, then I don't feel the need to break it all the way down to them, because they should know by how I'm speaking that I should know better, and I do.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, so originally what was taking place today, Brother Talib was doing a show, but probably halfway through today's discussion, I just wanted Talib to do a quick promotion, you know, for the debate this Sunday. So this is how we got here. So I guess my brother Bakari and, you know, my brother Guy, they ended up, you know, they were listening to the live stream. So I just want to let them know that's just that was a promotion for Sunday's debate. And I was going to also get together with you two brothers for a promotion as well. Because after this video is done, I'm going to go in the video, take that little part out and turn it into a video of its own to just post on the event page or whatever, just to promote it. But, you know, we getting deep off into this one now, you know, we don't.
Brother Craig, not to interject you in the middle of what you're saying, but Brother Talik, I needed to just get something out as in terms of campaign, as far as the campaign on Mississippi, is that we are got doing this thing called Operation of Exodus Mississippi, and we need to keep this out there in social media so that anyone that needs to know about Operation of Exodus Mississippi can go to any of the websites of Brother Talik and the brother yourself, Craig, since you're the minister on the information of that. You might want to give the people more info on how they could get in contact and support this goal that we're talking about with the Operation of Exodus Mississippi, so we could get the show on the road with this, as far as on the Soul Train, so we need to address this before the show is over with. So being that you have the information where people could, reach out and get in contact with the brothers about this, I'll hand the mic over to you, Brother Craig.
Okay, yes, sir. I mean, if you're interested in, becoming a member of this Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign, you can contact Talik Ibn'rad. Just look them up on Facebook, or you can, right here on YouTube, you can message this channel, or you can message my brother Talik's channel at the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry, or you can also go to the official page, Operation Exodus Mississippi, and just put anything that you have, any questions that you may have, you can send us a direct message through these platforms, or whatever the case may be. So yeah. But I just want everybody out there to, understand that we have a debate coming up Sunday, 2:30 Central. I mean, 2:30 p.m. Central and 3:30 Eastern Standard Time this Sunday between my brother Bakar. Well, okay, the title entitled, Africa on Trial. So my brother Talik Ibn'rad, and we have, with 100% certainty, chosen his running mate that he's going to be using for this tag team debate. Brother Talik, he stands on the platform that, this African thing is just a fantasy. It's a fantasy. It's a bunch of Negroes out here that will never step foot on the continent of Africa. And I'm sure if my brother Talik hadn't dropped from the conference call, he would confirm that this is indeed the position that he stands on. Okay. And then we have on the other side, Team Africa. My brother Guy Nollywood Jr. and brother Bakari. And they're going to be not only defending Africa, but from what they say, they're gonna turn this whole thing around and put brother Talik in his position on trial. So originally, I was gonna be on Talik's squad, and I might still have to do that just based off of the fact, because we have a couple people that we have in mind. Now, okay, now let me present this right here live on air. What I would like to ask of my brother Talib is, would you rock with Talik as far as, like, this is going to be a tag team debate? Would you rock with
First of all,
Talik?
Okay, brother, I'm finna answer that question now. Simply no.
Okay.
And I already expressed to you and brother Talik, and I think I've even talked to brother Bakari as well.
Okay, yes, sir.
That I'm not with that Africa debating thing. That's just not my style.
Okay, got you. Yeah. That's definitely respectable. And okay, we got this this other person in mind, goes by the name of Alquan or whatever, and he's strongly against Pan-Africanism. He's against the out of Africa theory, the transatlantic slave trade, so brother Talik is going to be trying to reach out to him within I think sometime tomorrow, to see if he'll participate or whatever. But if not, originally the original concept was it started from a discussion in a conference call between brother Bakari and brother Talik. They were having a little small discussion, or I guess debate, a disagreement.
That's why I said the debate has already gotten heated up already. Yes. Because what's going to be said Sunday when the debate takes place, if I'm correct, is that what's going to already be taking place has already gotten started. Some of the stuff.
Okay, so here will be my thing, and I'll make this statement out here just for the purpose. Okay, so let me complete my statement. All right. So, this debate was
sparked. Sir, brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry for interjecting.
It's cool. But this debate was sparked by a disagreement that, the two brothers had on the phone a couple of days ago. And we was like, okay, let's go ahead and debate. And just being comical. I was like, oh, what about a tag team debate? I was just being comical. So the brothers ran with it. So I'm hoping that we can get, somebody on, on Team Talik. But if not, I'll step into place. All right, but
what about Alquan?
Well, okay, well, it's not 100% sure. Let me finish. Yeah, no, I already said that, bro. Yeah, I had just said.
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah, that's who he's
okay,
going to try
all
to. He's going to try to contact Alcorn sometime tomorrow. But what I'm saying, it's not definite. The debate will be Sunday. You know, that's last
Right,
minute.
right.
But yeah, let me just complete my statement, bro. Okay, all right. Now here's how, if we can't find, someone to join Team Talik, I'll do it. Now, this is why I didn't want to do this, because I was talking to my brother Guy, and I believe in the out of Africa theory. But what I will stand with Talik in this debate on is the fact of, is he entitled to his own belief system, or should he be forced to praise Kemet? I mean, that's what I look at that as a form of religion. If Talik does not want to claim Africa, I mean, is Talik our slave? We're going to force him to praise Almighty Kemet. We're going to force him to praise the pyramids in Egypt. So that will be, my argument. Like if I'm the only one that's available to stand on the brother's side. So I definitely, I support, I'm Pan-African. I'm Pan-African, 100%. But at the same time, I'm also a just man. And I don't believe in any form of slavery whatsoever. I don't believe in forcing people or forcing people to believe what I believe in. If you claim that you're indigenous, okay, I'm gonna let you just a second, sister. Let me just finish this off, and then I'll come to you next. But I don't believe in slavery in any shape or form whatsoever. If you are indigenous, be indigenous. As long as you don't disrespect my beliefs, hey, I won't disrespect yours. That's the way I look at it. So I will stand side by side with Talik based off of that premise, that I don't believe brother Talik, if he doesn't claim Africa, if he doesn't look up to the pyramids and all that type of stuff, man, no one has the right to force this man to do this. So I will stand up, by his side based off of that premise. So sister Ingrid, did you have something you want to add? Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did you I can't hear.
Yeah, you're cutting out just a little
Can
bit.
you hear now?
Somewhat. Oh, you say you were
Can
just
you hear me
agreeing?
now?
Yes, I can. Yep.
Oh, I said I was agreeing with what you said about, your stance on the debate. I agree with that.
Yes, that's right. If I want to pray, if I praise
I
Africa,
also
that's
agree
my
with that.
prerogative.
I also agree with that, brother Craig.
Yeah.
If that's how you want to do it, in case you have to go that route,
Right.
then that's cool,
Because the way I look at it is like, if you don't, you don't claim Africa, you don't want to go to Africa. That's more resources for me once I leave and go there. I mean, I hate to be selfish, but I'm just saying, yeah, you can stay over here with the white man. No, I'm just joking.
Can I say something?
Hey, that's a joke. Oh, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, let me say this though. My whole thing is this: if people don't like to be bothered with Africa and all that, if you got black people don't want to be bothered with Africa, that's their business. But it's not about what people. I'm not getting into all this whole belief system. I'm gonna get into what I know. And when it comes down to my heritage and my history, that's my salvation. Now, I don't want black folks to tell me that I'm not African, I'm some soul brother. I don't know what that is, and I'm not claiming that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no soul state, no soul country. Show me where there's people of soul originate in a country. You know what I'm saying? Soul food is slave food. I don't want nothing to do with slavery. Slavery is white man's history. That's not my history. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make that perfectly clear. So, when it comes down to my heritage and my history, no one cannot take that from me because that's facts. I don't deal with fiction, and that's it. So people could be into what they're into, but don't say, well, you're not, like you got the Israelite. They're going to say, well, since you was born here, then you're an Israelite too. I don't know what that is. I'm not claiming that. That's something that y'all made up. So we need to stop with all this made up names and stuff like that, and we need to come down to reality, come down on earth, and start learning geographic and choosing what we come from. Other than that, everything else is just made up stuff.
That's right. Yep. And I'm definitely against that. I'm definitely against someone trying to tell you that what you are, that you ain't. I mean, brother, if you embrace Africa, man, you are entitled to that because it's part of your heritage. So that's all I'm saying, bro. I mean, I just want, man, this big. Well, I just don't like this big feud that was going on and still continuing to go on between, the Aboriginal, quote unquote, Aboriginal community and the Pan-African community. Is just like, man, I mean, what are we, what are these people arguing for at the end of the day? We know who the enemy is, and he doesn't care, whether you're Aboriginal, whether you got feathers or, whatever, or if you're carrying a spear or a bow and arrow or whatever the case may be. He don't care. He's going to treat us all the same. So we need to be uniting. Let's unite. I mean, we need to stop all the division. All this division, man, just based off of belief systems, man. This is killing black people. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead, bro.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, it's easy to say to unite, but let's be realistic. There's black people that you just cannot unite with. I'm sorry, and I'm a realist. You know what I'm saying? I said that from day one. There's a civil war among black people. There's black people that don't want to have nothing to do with Africa. They hate Africa. They have issues with their own people. Like Alquan and the Elephant Man. I call him the Elephant Man because he don't show his face, but he's another dude that has power with African people in the Central America and Africa and everything else. I'm not down with that. So Pan-Africanism is to try to bring black people together. But you got black people that hate Pan-Africanism, and I'm not for those black people that's against, unity. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not for unity, how can I love those black people that's not can stand for one flag and unite as a nation? I'm not down with that. Those black people are my enemies.
Yep, I definitely hear you, bro. Definitely there. I mean, if you're against unity, I mean, how can you be against unity? Well, but okay. We still have Sister Ingrid. Okay, do you have any closing statements to make? But I was going to ask you something in particular. But go ahead, sister. I'm sorry. I was going to ask you something in particular because I want to hear your position because it's the first time you are on our panel. What's your take on Africa? Okay, let me break it down first. All right, what's your take on this? The out of Africa theory, Pan-Africanism, and just the continent and how we relate to those people on the continent. Like, what's your take on that?
Well, I'm definitely into Pan-Africanism, but how we relate to the people of that continent now, in my opinion, is distant because of the I guess the culture change from what they, what the real culture was and what was, rearranged for me, being here. So it's a disconnect for a lot of us, with Africa. We don't know anything about it. Like when he said, oh, they hate it because they haven't looked into it. They haven't studied it. They've been taught to feel that way because how could you hate something you don't know anything about? So my standpoint of it is I think and feel, and from my education point and what I know about it, is that that's where we come from. Now, I could be wrong. I have to do more research. I have to learn more, but that's what I think. But I also know I have a disconnect from that land due to the turnaround of culture, of our culture, and how it was presented to me and my ancestors here in America. you know, when they were brought here. And our culture was totally taken away from us, and our language and everything else that we had that was originally ours. Okay, so, but from that's where I stand with that. I feel a disconnect. Not that I want to, you know, because I don't want to, but I'm just keeping it real. That's there. And when I meet African people that originally from Africa that were not born here, then we have different of culture. We have a because of the stereotypes I've learned up about them and the stereotypes that they've learned and picked up about women of descent in America that were born and raised for generations here. So definitely more now into getting into that, studying more on it. I've been doing that over the last couple of years. But before that, I felt a disconnect before I started into that and learning more where I really came from.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, definitely. That's what I wanted to just get your position on it because, you know, this is our first time having you on the panel. So I just wanted to see like what was your thoughts on Africa, you know. So yes, indeed. Okay, before we close, okay, brother Talib, since today was your show, if you could just go ahead and close out, or unless brother Guy got something else you want to add to this before we go.
Oh yeah, man. I just want to thank you for
Okay.
putting me on the panel.
Yes, sir.
And and I just want to give a shout out to the sister. You know, I mean, it's all love, you know, at the end of the day. And then my other brother, Talib, you know what I'm saying? Give a shout out to him. And Talik, man, you know, Talik, you know, we're gonna bring him home. We're gonna bring him home. But yeah, but I just want to say thank you for, you know, this is, you know, you know what, even when I would say, even when a little debate like this, you can learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? I think debating is you can learn from debate because sometimes you might be like, that's interesting. Let me look that up. You know what I'm saying? So I've done it many times. I've been to a lot of debates. And Craig, you know that. How many times I went to the Sonetta debate and learned a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, I stopped being Christian because I went to those debates. I used to be a full-grown, because you couldn't tell me about Christianity. Boy, I was into that hard until I went to those debates. And think about that. You know what I'm saying? So it was people like Brother Polite and Sarah Seti and Shaka Amos had reinformed me. So what I'm saying is that, like one thing about, I believe what Nature Boy said. He said our brains are like a computer, you know, and we can reprogram ourselves, and that's what we're doing. We're trying to reprogram our brains. So so we you know, it's all about reprogramming. We can learn Swahili. We can learn African languages if we really commit to it. We can have connections to the people, because once you have connection to the people, you have connection to the land. And then when you have connection to the land, you have connection to the resources. And that's what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So let's do that. You know, that's all I got to say.
So yes, indeed, brother Talib. Are you still with us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, my brother.
Okay, so what's going on with the black
sir.
race? Close out, bro. The original topic turned into, you know how we always do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, in my closing out, my brother, is that oh yes, and thanks for having the sister Ingram on.
Or Ingrid.
You've been Ingrid, excuse me. And you have been a very positive influence on this show today, and we will be looking to see you more. And also, as yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I mean, and also, we are definitely, man. I'm loving this, man. In spite of even any indifferences coming on this show, I'm loving this because this shows that we still have the energy in us to come together in the midst of all this hell that we going through as a people. I mean, you know, just think about our ancestors went through what they went through in chattel slavery. If they could go through what they went through, we definitely could go through this and come up out of this like a shining diamond. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know, man, this but at the same time, I want to just say that you know, going back to what the sister said about that cop getting killed, excuse me, getting convicted of that brother's death a couple of years ago in Chicago, McDonald, Luquan McDonald. Am I right, sister?
Laquan McDonald, yeah.
Yes, okay. You know, now I'm in Nebraska and I'm right across the state line from Missouri. In this part of the Midwest, this kind of remind me of the South, you know. But anyway, I mean, you know, I moved here when that situation first jumped off in Ferguson, outside St. Louis, you know. And they had all that televised nationally and internationally because they wasn't planning on doing nothing to that cop that shot that brother Michael Brown. And then they put that situation with brother Freddie Gray on TV and made that in the national news, but none of them cops who was charged with his killings got convicted. All of them walked scot-free. Okay. And the same thing could be said about the cops that killed Arthur Sterling, Philando Castile. All them situations went national. But and you're right, exactly. With that situation with that cop getting found guilty in Chicago and that didn't go national, they want to use that as a way to pacify us. Because when they ain't really planning on sending anyone of their own to prison, they gonna put it nationally and let it be known, okay, this is what we did, and so what, nigga, what you gonna do about it? But the reason they didn't do that with the situation with the cop in Chicago, because I guess they must have knew he was gonna get convicted for some reason or whatever.
Yeah, they knew. They hey, listen, you know it's all orchestrated, okay? They were like, no, you got to go down for this. Because if you don't, this city is going to burn and we ain't ready for it to burn. Okay, we got to do this. You got to take for the team, period.
Right.
Period. So now, when have you ever heard of this? When you get convicted, it don't take this long for you to get a sentence. When they gonna sentence him?
Exactly.
See, now they're trying to give you nothing, okay? They trying to figure out how to give him no jail time or the littlest jail time possible. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna be in that, what did I call it? A mini powder keg. And things are gonna erupt because I talk to people every day in Chicago. They not playing about this. They're waiting. They think because he got them 16 charges for the shots that's going to supersede the second-degree murder charge because that only carries 4 to 20. Okay, so he can basically get 4 years. Okay, and that's basically 18 months. Okay, so that's basically getting away with murder. So they're hanging on the fact that it's those other 16 charges. Now he's supposed to get anywhere up to 99 years for that. Wow. And people are waiting to see what they're going to do. And if it's not satisfactory, it's getting ready to go on in Chicago. And that's just from what I know about the people who talk to me from Chicago in Chicago. They hang on it.
Okay. I got you. We got you, sister. And I would definitely be keeping up with that myself, just so I could stay more posted on that, because I'm glad you brought that up. So I'm going to definitely try to stay more posted on that situation as we move along toward this cop sentencing date.
It's it's important because we have did nothing like you said, and that's what they do. They slap us in the face. They do one thing, we don't do nothing. They do something else to slap our other side of our face, and we take it, and we don't do nothing. And then they do something else. This was the worst. The next to the worst, because no, the worst was when they killed that young man the night before he got married. They shot him 23 times. Now that was the worst. This is the second one.
You talking about Sean Bell in New York?
Yes.
Okay, I remember that.
That was the worst. 23 times the man did nothing, and he was a good person, and he was about to get married, doing the right thing, what they always tell black folk to do, and think that we don't do it. And they took his life. This little boy never got a chance at a life. He was only 17. He was a little boy. Think about you when you were 17. You didn't even know how to piss in the toilet stool straight yet. Okay? He's a little boy.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So, yes. Well, I just oh yes, go ahead, sister.
Go ahead. I said we all got to stay posted on that. We all got to keep our eye and stop doing nothing about these situations. And even if it means that we rearrange the way that we put these politicians in office, even if it
without a doubt, I know that's right. Well, brothers and sister, great for having y'all on here. And I can't, like I said, I can't really say no much more, but that I love this show tonight. It was, despite some little difficulties and indifferences, I still say it was very positive. And man, we got to revisit this again. And like I said, sister, hopefully and definitely we should have you on again, on board with the Soul Train. And Brother Craig, I'm gonna let you close it out now.
Okay, definitely. Yes, indeed. First and foremost, now we must beginning to grow, because once you have the trolls, breaking their neck to come into your chat room just to, promote their hate speech, campaign, then you know that your platform is beginning to grow. Because no platform, no big platform is free of trolls, and there are thousands, tens of thousands of trolls just working around the clock on YouTube, just looking for somebody's day to ruin. But okay, but on that note, I would say it's very good discussion, and peace to out there to everyone that tuned in to today's discussion, as well as to the guests on our panel. So on that note, we're going to close out. And let me just say, I'm sorry that my brother Talik, dropped his call, dropped, or whatever the case may be. But we'll be getting back soon. But yeah, okay. So on this channel, this Sunday coming up, like I say, that'll be the next time this channel broadcasts, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So on that note, we're gonna close out. Peace to all of my black family, and who to this very day, regardless of how far we may have come as a race, we still are all victims, of racism and white supremacy. So until next time, peace and black